Alright, we're back at it again. So last stream uh we ended up going through the ball. We ended up picking our waifu, of course, naturally, for the tower, which never amounted to anything, so that was great. And then Gerald died at the end of it because Marco stabbed him in the back, and we tried to turn back time to save him, but so this was like, nope, this has to happen, I guess. As if we haven't used the Divine Pulse, oh, I don't know, multiple times within a single fight, yet we only had one charge at that particular moment, apparently. Why that would be the case, I don't know, but Gerald's dead, and supposedly the knights are out there searching for him. So we'll see what comes of that. Anyways, so it's the start of the month, so you know what that means, some good old monastery business. Thankfully, we're coming very close to the end of not having to do lost items anymore and any other of that nonsense. So that's nice to see. Glorious Bowser, how you doing? Hey there, saw your post on Twitter. I had to come give some what? While I eat, come hang out sometime. I'll send my community to support you. We're all in this together. Pog, let's go. Quick enough. Thank you so much. Yeah, we're just here playing some Fire Emblem 3 Houses. And, yeah, I mean, I just started, so I don't really got much to go for on here. What was I'm completely thrown off now by that. But that's alright. That's well worth it. How do you remember if I'm using Bernadetta? I guess. You can be a sniper. Paladin's a thing. You don't have any riding experience. Okay, we're just gonna make you sniper for the time being. There's no possible way you could fail this, so I don't even have to worry about wasting the seal. That was some really nice defensive buffs, because her defense was just absolutely awful. Petra, I guess you'll be an assassin, and I mean, 30% for a swordsmaster is not very likely, or a sniper at that, so may as well go with the assassin. Think you're done being a mercenary, just about? You can max out their stuff, but it really just doesn't tend to be that great anyways, or at least worth the extra time, as opposed to just switching into a higher class that just has higher base stats and better skills and whatnot. If you get it, cool, it's a nice bonus. Other than that, it's like just get to the higher classes as soon as possible. Especially when you get to these advanced classes where at least we're 2 for 2 and getting good defensive bonuses, which is something we've been very much so needing lately. I could try and turn myself into a swordsmaster, but I don't really see it happening. You can turn Eldegard into a warrior. 66% chance to make it happen. That's not bad by any means. 66% chance, though. You're done being a lord, right? Nah, you still have a lot of experience to go and get out of that. You can stay a lord then. We don't have a dark seal to turn you into dark bishop, so we're gonna leave that as is. You're done, you're done. I'm using Casper. Alright, that's about good. Time for the exploration.
If you must weep, then weep. I shall be here. Well, it would be
thank you, Sophus. Alright, good old monastery maintenance. Usually this takes a good minute, so we'll be here for a bit. We'll get to the Fire Emblem action, but for now, we gotta take care of our main base of operations, that is. Might be able to recruit some more students finally, now that I'm starting to get some actual stats on myself here. We're never going to be able to recruit them all unless I do a playthrough specifically. Peach, we are playing the Black Eagles currently. Although I've done a playthrough with the Blue Lions, I did a full playthrough on that one, and I'm also simultaneously doing a Golden Deer playthrough, in which case we're at the same point now. But this one specifically is the Black Eagles. I've only played the Black Eagles storyline up until this point, though, so anything past this in terms of Black Eagles, I have no idea what's going to go on, but I look forward to it because a lot of the story is very much so revolved around Eldegard.
Professor, it is a shame what happened to Gerald. I am sorry.
We're chapter 10 or so, I believe, in which case Monica just killed Gerald, is where we ended up leaving it off, so now we're back. Now we're back at the monastery, just taking care of whatever we need. And harvest that. We're almost at B+ in professor level, which is good. That'll give us a little bit of extra room to work with. You and me both. Some days it really be like that sometimes, don't it? The bot's a little finicky. I still have to fix that up a bit more, so if it ever terrible platform for mobile makes my life an eternal struggle, gotcha. Is there anything that I could do on the screen to help you as a mobile user? Usually I don't get people that are so talkative, so then I never know if there's anything I can change in terms of making it easier for you guys to be able to view it and whatnot. Like if I need to move the goals or anything like that. This is generally the idea that we've been doing since
hey there.
Usually the conversation logs and whatnot aren't covered so much, and like the month really doesn't matter too much as to where we actually
I'm so
are.
happy to see you. You're finally returning to your old self. To see the light in your eyes again is a gift. It inspires me to carry on as well. As you know, the Knights are searching furiously for any trace of the enemies who escaped. I'll inform you immediately if I learn anything relevant.
Your love? Well, I really can't fix hearts. I tend to break them more than anything, but hey, you know what? I'll see what I can do.
Professor, please lend us your ears. Ferdinand is saying impossible things.
I do not see what is impossible about it.
Eldegard unlocks the
All I
gayest
said was
emotions
that if
in
you
me.
want to go back to Brigid, you probably can.
I see.
You are the Empire's guest, so to speak. They cannot afford for something bad to happen to you. There would be a diplomatic incident. Someone close to us has turned up dead. So one could argue that you are not safe here anymore.
You were already told.
Ferdinand, please, if
I
you
am
see my
learning
stats,
here from
I
the
will be
Academy.
quite fine.
What are you
Especially
thinking,
after this
Professor?
chapter, we'll be doing real well. Hey, you don't have to leave if you don't
I
want
am
to,
not-
Petra.
No, look, I did not mean to pressure you. Apologies for the misunderstanding.
It's understandable for or it's not as if, somebody didn't just get assassinated or anything.
I'm so glad
Thinking
you're
about
okay,
how good the
Professor.
voice acting
I
in
was
this
so
game is
worried.
fills me with joy. It
Oh,
is pretty
Professor,
good.
he must
I'm
be
glad that they
starving.
did full
Mercy and I
voice
made some
acting
sweets
as
for you.
well, unlike
We were thinking that if you were to eat something
sometimes
sweet,
where
it
games
might
will
help
do
you
like
feel better.
partial voice acting and then half the time and then the other half of the time it's just left there. It's like if you're gonna do voice acting, you may as well do it for like the entire game. I can only hear the voice acting again because Twitch. Well, there's not much I don't really know how I could fix that one. I could turn the game audio up more. That I could do. Well, you say you can already hear the voice acting, so that'd be, I suppose my voice, but I can't.
The other night,
I'm already
we
in the
always
yellow, in which case if I go any higher, I'll go into red, and I don't know if that's too bad. Valkyria Chronicles 4 is so good, I appreciate the full voice acting. You and me both, it's just, I think having no voice acting is the worst, and then like half voice acting is at least better, but then full voice acting
Professor,
is definitely
thank
where
you
it's
for
at.
all you have done for us.
I feel like I played Valkyria Chronicles 4, I'm not entirely sure. I've definitely played the
so
Chronicles, I just
sorry.
don't remember which one it was exactly.
I never quite know what to say at times like these.
My ADHD
Yes,
appreciates
don't
someone
push
to read
yourself
along
too hard
with.
too
That's
soon.
understandable.
It's okay to allow yourself to be sad right now. Losing someone dear to you. Well, each loss is unique, but it's a feeling I know very well. That said, Professor,
It's very Fire Emblem, but make it World War II. It is, isn't it? And especially, you know, how Ferdinand's in there.
準備はできたか
Thank you, Peach. Thank you, Glorious Bowser, and everybody else that's followed so far. How did... I always have to make sure to ask, how did you guys end up finding me? Because I posted on Twitch and I used some hashtags or whatever, but I always forget to ask, and then it's just like, because clearly I must have done something right in order for people to find this, unless they just randomly found it themselves, in which case that works out for me as well. But if it's something that I can actively make better and easier for people to find, then that's something I should be looking into, if at all possible. I checked the latest. Fire Emblem trending on Twitter. Oh, okay. Oh, probably because the next game comes out next month or something, right? Three
Trained
Hopes.
with Gerald just the other day. Why? Why did he have to go and die? It's too awful.
I'll probably
He
end up
didn't deserve
playing Three Hopes as well. I gotta remember the release date as well, so that way I can get that out
Time
there.
for a request.
It's supposed to be more Dynasty Warriors, like again, like how we had with the Fire Emblem Warriors on the 3DS.
I'm sure
I don't
you
mind
will pull
Dynasty
through this
Warriors
because you're so
gameplay.
strong,
I just
Professor.
don't. I would
Best
say I
stay
don't like it as
calm
much as
during
the
such tumultuous
regular
and
Fire
upsetting times.
Emblem standard
You don't
gameplay,
know the
but
nature of our
like
enemies.
a little
If we
burst of it, like
underestimate
here and
them,
there, is like
anything
good.
could happen.
I'm not sure if it's like a game that I'll play like straight through the entire time. Maybe we'll throw something else in there, but we might. I actually have the first Fire Emblem Warriors. So do I. For Switch? Did they make it on Switch as well? I know I had mine on the 3DS, mostly because I didn't have a Switch at the time. But now that I do.
Yes, I agree.
Professor, I've sung lyrics, but when something like this happens in real life,
3DS and Switch.
I'm lost.
Gotcha.
I don't know what to say. But I do know this much. Sir Gerald must have
Maybe
been
Wii
very
U.
proud to have you as his
Oh
child.
yeah, the Wii U's a thing, huh? Man, that did not last long. They're like, here it is. Alright, now on to the Switch.
Professor, I brought some flowers for
If I
Gerald.
remember correctly, I thought I saw some leaks, in which case we're supposed to be getting a new version of the Switch this year, which is supposed to be like a 4K Switch and whatnot, like even newer than the OLED version.
It's the least I could anyway.
I'm not 100% sure how true that is. I just remember that being something I saw people say was leaked, but I'm not, I can't confirm.
Looking for anything we might find useful. There is a group of people who want to kill us, after all. What? This is no time for asking
Playing
permission.
Tharja and Fire
I
Emblem
learned
Warriors.
long ago that
Oh
one can ask
boy,
permission or
Tharja.
forgiveness. It is rarely useful to request the former. Still, it
The
appears
lady
knights have
herself
already
that
taken
got
everything useful.
that
There
entire
were
DLC for
quest-related objects I
Awakening
thought might be worth
censored.
studying, so there you go again with
boy.
that stern look.
That was great.
Of course, I'll put them back when I'm done, assuming they bear no additional use.
I'm still surprised that they actually went through. Well, maybe not, because it is Nintendo, but yeah. Nintendo's been getting better about not necessarily being as family friendly.
Maybe.
It was, wasn't it? They were
When
just
I heard that Monica was
they were
with
like,
the
"Oof."
enemy, I was surprised by
Man,
how
we could have had
unsurprised I
petting and
was.
Awakening as
Something was
well
just
too, and then
off
people
about
had to
her.
go and ruin that as
It's
well.
hard to explain.
Like, yeah.
That said, whenever she had free time, she was always hanging around
So
with the
this
Edelgard.
one can't have nice
I
things.
wonder if Edelgard is also. Oh, I'm sorry. No, I'm just being paranoid. Please ignore me.
Dark expressions don't suit you, Professor. But well, I'm glad to see
I
you
don't
out in
remember the
world again.
release
seems this
date
month
for the
will be
next
quiet
Fire
around
Emblem,
here.
but it'll probably
The
be
Raccoon
something I
Knights are
pick
gonna
up.
liven
We'll
things up.
probably, I
Most of the
might
knights are
even
gone,
get it on the
seeking out
first
the
day
enemy.
and just like stream it.
Isn't that a bit much? I agree it's
I
important.
think Houses
but
is
is it a good idea to
unironically the
neglect
best
the
Fire
safety of
Emblem
the
game we've
monastery?
ever gotten.
What do you
Everything
think,
is so
Professor?
good. It is like a really good game, like, for sure. I think it pulls a lot of stuff from like some of the Japan exclusive ones. Like I get a lot of Thracia 776 vibes as well as Genealogy of the Holy War vibes from it.
I agree.
Which both of those I have yet to play. I did watch playthroughs of them though, and there's definitely at least somewhat of the idea. Kind of, but only plot-wise. Yeah.
Professor, do you think we'll still be able to graduate?
I like the
Dangerous things
freedom
keep
that
happening
Three
around
Houses
here? Who
gives with the
even knows?
not locking you into
I hope that all the
specific
students and professors will be there to celebrate the
specific
graduation
builds
ceremony.
essentially. I think the characters were never so three-dimensional and good. Yeah, I mean, those were way back in the day. Like, this is definitely better.
I haven't lost a parent yet, so I can't even begin to understand how you must be feeling. But even while you're
I
standing
mean, I'm
still,
pretty
the
sure
world keeps on
Genealogy and the
moving.
Holy War and stuff
I always
were on,
find that
like,
oddly comforting.
the SNES or the NES, maybe, or some system within that realm, in which case, yeah, that would definitely do it.
There is no one here who has not heard tales of Gerald's valor. We have suffered a most dear loss. I do not know what the enemy's aim was, but I do know this. After what they have done, we cannot suffer them to live. If there is anything I can do to ensure that justice is brought swiftly, you need only give the word.
You sure about that? What if you joined my house real
It
quick?
would seem that your reputation is on the rise. Even Lady Rhea has taken a liking to you. It's a shame I am not in your class. But I
Oh,
suppose I am
stop
content
it.
with my current arrangement.
Fire Emblem games have this bad habit of writing the most boring people ever. I want drama? Yeah. I imagine that's a different version of their censorship in that if it's just boring, then there can't be any drama or anything around it. And you know how people are with drama, so.
I'll say a prayer for Gerald's soul. There's not much else I can do.
Professor, it seems like you're holding up okay, but I'm worried about Leonie. She
Well,
really
thanks for
loved
worrying about
Gerald.
her more than me,
I hope
even
she
though
can
it's
bounce
my
back.
dad. Thanks for that, Hilda. There's a little bit of drama in this one. Not like overtly amount. I just realized I probably shouldn't curse to make it easier on you. No, you're quite alright. It's just things I gotta add to the ball. Some people care about the cursing. I don't really care less. I generally tend not to, mostly because a lot of these go on my YouTube channel, in which case, you know, YouTube doesn't like it more or less, so I try and keep it relatively tame. But
Even if it seems impossible.
considering
That's how I got
YouTube
through it when I lost my parents.
really only listens
need
to
help with
at least their
just come and see.
technology does, then they
Eating
don't
and
worry
training
about
are my
it.
specialties.
I'm not too worried about it. The only times I've ever got
close to being
videos
strong
demonetized or
I mean,
or
Gerald was
hidden
so
or
much
anything like
stronger
that
than me,
was
but
because
even
of like
he-
copyrights and
that's
stuff
enough.
like that.
I can't dwell
Which
on the
I
past.
honestly
There's
should
no
just
way to know
fight
what my
at
future
this
holds,
point.
but I
but
do know one thing. Whatever happens,
YouTube
I have to make my
censorship,
own way in
the
this world.
censorship is
I have to
strong,
keep
and it's
pushing so
only
I can
going to
grow
get
even
worse.
stronger.
I'm sure it will only get worse, which is like the worst part. We're not even
Professor.
going to be able to say words at some point without offending people. Which is just ridiculous
I'm so sorry
in its
about
own
what
right.
happened to Gerald. No, of course my sorrow is nothing compared to yours. The Knights are even now searching for our enemy's whereabouts. They are to report back the moment they find something. If you desire revenge, Professor, you can count me in.
I don't even think it's that YouTube necessarily cares, because I think it's more so like for their ad revenue and whatnot. They're like, oh no, the advertisers couldn't possibly, which they'll figure out at some point. Like, it's just gonna happen. They're gonna just have to let it go at some point. There's always gonna be some of them that are just gonna be like, absolutely not. But there's definitely a lot more that are starting to more or less understand and even incorporate it into their own advertisement stuff, in which case there's definitely some growth. It's definitely not where it could be,
Not
but it
just
could
Tomas,
be better.
but Monica too.
The only thing
We
I
can't
watch on
be sure
YouTube is
who to
politics.
trust anymore, can we?
Gotcha.
Who are
Not
these
too
people
familiar with
really?
gaming
What do they
YouTube
want?
struggles. Gotcha. Well, I mean, the censorship is all about the same. Capital is... Oh, boy.
Professor, oh goddess, hear my prayer. Please receive this beloved person. When the cold rain washes the body, when the bird
I'm surprised
and
you
wolf
can even
announce
watch
the
as much
dawn.
politics as you can on
Receive them into your
YouTube, being the way
blue
that they
blood.
are.
Receive them into a twinkling star.
I figured you'd
That's a
have to go
morning
on some more
scripture
like
from the
30
Church of Saros.
third party slash
Lady Rhea
like
taught it
more
to me.
free speech
I pray that
supported
Geralt is
platforms
happy
and
in the
whatnot
next
to be able to
world.
watch more of it. But good to see that you can at least get a little. You talking away similar to me? I currently right now I'm in Texas. Although I was in California for a while, people do say that I have like a
This one?
like an accent or some. Most people say an accent, but then I think a good majority of them said that they were from the EU. In which case, maybe it's just me talking American rather than or more American English rather than European English. It's like a distinct diction. It's probably like an accent or something. I don't know. People always say it. I never notice it. But then also whenever I find other people that I'm like, you have an accent. They're like, oh, that's just me, man. I'm from Arizona, but I live near Austin. See, that would do it.
I'm
That would
scared.
do it.
I feel that I don't understand the world. How could something like that happen to Geralt? He was so strong. You're inspiring, Professor.
Exactly.
What the?
Hey! First Tomas, and now Monica. I am so sorry. The failing was clearly our own. We didn't notice the enemy's invasion, and now Geralt. I apologize. There is nothing I can say to atone for our sins. Professor, please do not let your guard down even among the people of the monastery. There is no way to know where another enemy may be hiding.
Monica von Ox. There is nothing suspicious in her past that would suggest this change of character. Her transformation must have something to do with her disappearance last year. Sadly, that is the extent of my knowledge. I wonder who kidnapped her, and why.
And somebody clearly didn't see that the Death Knight ended up kidnapping her, which presumably is Juritsa, although I've yet to get actual confirmation, but the speech patterns and whatnot would say as much. I get my news from NRP, but for commentary, I enjoy people who incorporate academic analysis. Gotcha.
Professor, you have lost your father. Now more than ever, do I understand how very lucky I am that you were able to save me. Professor, I deeply appreciate what you have done. Thank you. If there is anything at all I can do in return, please tell me, okay?
I've never been much for condolences. How about a little logic instead? The nights
Oh no,
are
I
spread out
played
around
3 houses all the way through. I've done a full playthrough of
Thus,
the
the
Blue
monastery's fighting
Lions,
strength is,
and then
for the
I'm
moment
on
at least,
chapter 10 for the Black
Perhaps
Eagles
that was
here,
the enemy's
or
real
chapter 11, somewhere
We
around
should
there.
be prepared
10,
for further
11, something like that for this playthrough, and then I'm like right after the ball chapter, for my Golden Deer playthrough. I mostly just let all the, lines play out because, this is the first playthrough of 3 houses that we've done on stream, so in case anybody's new to it and whatnot, they won't, necessarily be missing out on anything if I just allow everything to go through. Just to give it more of a, like, full, complete playthrough
Manuela
feel
and I
of
can
it.
take on some of your workload this month. We can't do all the teaching, but at least we can lighten the load for you. I've always seen strength in your eyes. I know you'll recover. You're a very strong person.
Is the Death Knight's ID not confirmed? Because I only played Black Eagles in the church. Well, everybody presumes that it's Juritsa, which I would have to agree at this point, because in the Blue Lions playthrough, well, everybody in the thing says that's Juritsa, but that's like the only person I could really link it back to.
Will you listen?
I don't have the DLC or anything like that, so if that helps confirm it, then I don't have it.
It was a dagger, but I know enough to know it wasn't an ordinary dagger. It wasn't made of iron or steel because, well, because whatever it was, the wound it left wasn't normal. Who could make a blade like that, do you figure?
We've done like a full playthrough. I mean, not on stream. My Blue Lions playthrough was off stream, and so far, so is my Golden Deer. But at least we'll get one of the houses done here. It is Juritsa. I'm pretty sure it's confirmed in Crimson Flower. DLC doesn't confirm it. Completely different story that you absolutely should play.
Oh, is something
Last time I
hiding
looked, it was
just
like
behind that book?
$26 or something like that for the DLC, and then it's like $26 for some DLC, man. That's like,
I've seen it before.
that's like almost the same price as this entire game.
Gerald showed that ring to you beside a grave. Do you recall? He said he wished for you to have that ring one day. That means it's yours. He also said that you should gift that ring to someone special.
It is Juritsa, though. Yeah, I mean, that's what everybody's conclusion, at least in-game, that it was Juritsa. And it makes sense, because his speech and whatnot is similar.
Who they were.
We have killed him multiple times in this playthrough. In my Golden Eagles one, I specifically went out of my way to just like farm up so I could kill him at every opportunity, just to see all of the different classes we would end up getting out of it. Which we got the Dark Mage and we got the Dark Bishop. I'm not sure if there's a Master Class version.
Forgive me my moment of weakness. Even all these years later,
Love
I
the
cannot
DLC.
recall that time without feeling the pain.
Everybody's saying it's
as if it
good,
were brand
which
new.
makes me want to
Just
consider
know
it.
that
It's
I am
just like I'm not
praying
sure
for
if
your
I
mind and
want to
your heart
spend
to find
the
peace.
money just yet or not. People say it's good, so I'm sure it's good. It's just like, do I want to use that money towards the DLC, or do I want to put that money towards the next Fire Emblem
First
game?
Tomas,
You know what I'm
now
saying?
Monica. I do have a theory, though I admit it
Not
is
that that would
nothing
be
more
enough
than
to cover the
speculation.
entire thing,
Both
considering
Tomas
it's just coming
and
out, but
Monica
at least
have
it'd be
each
put
gone
towards.
missing at one time or another. It was reported that when Monica returned from her disappearance, she began to act like a completely different person. As if, perhaps, the real Monica had been killed and
Bash
replaced by an
wolves are
imposter.
wonderful.
Thinking of it like that, it is possible
Oh,
that
no.
this Fódlan had been impersonating Tomas for some time. How they managed such a convincing change of appearance, though, I still do not understand.
Not more beasts. Nobody wants to fight more beasts. Those are... Ew. The beasts aren't too bad to deal with, but early game, they can be real sorts of annoying. People's happiness, sure. You two like each other, right? No, not at all. Well, absolutely.
I know.
Ferdinand, please stop making everything a competition against me.
You guys act like you didn't like that food, but clearly, based on your happiness, you were just fine with it. So, you know, just gonna have to deal with it there, Eldegard. Seth is my OG husband, essentially since I accidentally did the church route first, meant the new Crimson Flower ended up with Silver Snow. Well, then.
I'll keep my voice down.
Well,
Don't
my
want
Blue
people
Lights
thinking I'm vying for
playthrough.
attention, but how
No,
is
that's
true
spoilers. I'm not gonna say it,
This
but
is no good.
I had a
Sing
wife.
from your
That's for sure.
diaphragm. Lord.
Just enough to hit B+. Love to see it. That's all it gives you? Just more activity points for exploration? I feel like that was better before, but maybe. You're married Flame's brother?
Excuse me. Professor, I know forgive me my moment of weakness. Even all these years later, I cannot recall that time.
Oh,
without
hey,
feeling
don't
the
kick the
pain.
computer. What are you
As if
doing,
it were
you
brand
crazy
new.
cat?
Just know that I am praying for your mind and your heart to find peace.
Don't do what I did like 3 times on accident and end up with the church route because Crimson Flower is genuinely so good. You went to the church 3 times in a row?
The glory.
It must be easy to get into the church route then if you're able to accidentally stumble into it 3 times in a row.
You've lost Manuela. We can't do all. I've always. You're a very strong.
I wonder.
I keep forgetting. Ah, right. Yeah, that would do it.
Professor.
Eldegard asked you to go with her somewhere. But she only asked once. Yeah, that would be a pretty easy thing to miss then.
I'm scared. I'd also like to talk to you about my future. Really?
I'm surprised this man was willing to join my house. I think I've got like 0 rank in my bow. So, very... I guess I have to E+ my bow, but that's kind of, it's kind of sad, but hey, he was willing to take it, which means one less character I'll have to deal with later. So, I'll take it.
Hello there.
I've got one sniper, Ash. Come on now.
Huh? I'm really flattered.
Charisma and lanes. But you're a bow user.
Hey.
Why would you want to learn
When
lanes?
the receipt, that's a more. I pray that
Cyril, I don't know what. I understand Cyril because, like, in my Golden Deer playthrough, I pretty much got Cyril instantly. Yet, so far, my Black Eagles and my Blue Lions. I have not recruited Sylvain yet. He shouldn't be too bad because now I've got a decent amount of reason on me. There's like some characters that are just
You need help with
genuinely harder to get. like heavy armor and flying and
That's
whatnot.
enough. Whatever
Like you really gotta specialize into it in order to recruit some people. But Sylvain, no, I have not yet. We're gonna see if he'll take me up on my offer as we go back around just asking absolutely everyone and anyone if they'll join me. But something tells me, I don't think he'll want to,
Gerald's
even
gone.
though I'm like C, I think now in Reason, and my charm is up there.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sure this is even harder on you. But I just can't. I can't believe.
Yeah, he's dead. By the way, you wanna
Hey,
join?
I hope we get a chance to practice together. I know I'm in a
Strength and Lance. Okay, I think my Lance is like E+ or something like that, so that's not all too surprising that I wasn't able to convince him on that. I don't suppose you guys want to join?
Oh, I'm already.
I don't have any bow. Why do you want bow? Why do you want bow? You know magic. Why would you ever? Right, I already tried to recruit you and that didn't happen. Getting rejected at every point, man. Story of my life. Sylvain is my toxic comfort character. He's a terrible person. I love him dearly and I think about him often. Ah, well.
I'm just losing that set.
Hi, I've actually got.
A dex and flying. Yeah, I got the dex. I mean, we were a thief for quite a while, so the dex is there. The flying is absolutely nowhere to be seen. Sylvain's not that bad. Maybe a little bad. Ah, well, yeah.
Yes.
Lythesia, please.
Actually very busy.
No. Magic and faith. I have magic, maybe. Faith, I think I'm like C or C+. Yeah, C+ and faith. But my magic is lower than my strength, so maybe that's why. I don't know. The recruiting seems like very arbitrary. I'm sure there's a formula to it, but like sometimes, like you'll have all the requirements and yet they're like, oh, nope, not good enough for me, even though you'll have like decently high speed and sword or something like that, I believe it is for people.
People say you're quite. Perhaps if I joined your class, I could watch.
Oh, he does want to join now.
I'll
Let's
transfer
go.
to your class.
All right, Sylvain, you just saw Felix come over. You know you want
Seems
to.
this month will be a Isn't that a? Hey, Professor. Pretty great timing. I want to ask you
Hey,
something.
he's coming too. Let's
I'd
go.
like to be in your class. I've been thinking, maybe I ought to get serious about studying.
Hey, there we
Wow,
go.
Very decisive. I like it.
Streamer
I'll be there on
luck,
time
given
and in the
speed
front
by
row and
Peach.
everything.
There's
You'll
your
never have a
favorite
better student.
toxic character. We got him in the house. Whether or not he'll actually be usable enough at this point for me to be able to use him is another thing, because I used him on my Blue Lions playthrough. But, like, I turned him into a Great Knight, and he was just kind of horrible. So, I can write an essay on why he's the best character in the game, but to save you the shared trauma and mental illness on my part, he's horribly depressed and copes in a way that isn't exactly healthy. Fair enough. Okay. Alright, so the bot, don't mind the bot. That's me still trying to figure things out with it. 53 messages? What? He's such a good black magic knight. Okay, that's probably the problem why, he sucks so much my playthrough, because I made him a great knight. Yeah, zero
Professor,
magic involved there.
It seems like you're holding up okay, but I'm worried about Lee. She.
I can't even get Hilda over?
There's
Marianne, please. Nope, you want writing. Right, because you want to be like a holy knight or something.
There is no. I do not know if there is any.
Right, we already tried to recruit you. Who else is there? Claude's just chilling. I like these, yes, and I think we've got everybody covered now. So now I've just got 2 tea times to work with. That or potentially upgrade my stats more. I don't even know what I would upgrade them to at this point. Did I miss Catherine? Where? I guess she's not here right now. Neither is Shamir. Hilda is unrecruitable. Ah, man. Because she hates Eldegard. Ah, okay. Well, that actually makes a lot more sense then. Alright, well, that's kind of unfortunate because like Hilda's a relatively good unit. At least from my history of having her in my house, she's been relatively alright. Not like OP or anything, but she's been like above average for me.
First Tomas, both, it was as if thinking of how they managed.
Swords or authority? Get my authority up some. Is there really nobody else out here to teach me? Alright, I guess we're gonna have to go do a tea time with somebody. Hilda is recruitable in Azure Moon and Silver Snow for literally 1 month. That's... wow. They really tried to lock you out on getting Hilda there, huh? Man. If I had to take one of you two, I would rather take Annette over Mercedes if possible, but considering that Annette here won't even go to the tea time with me, just gonna keep spamming her with items until she wants to get to the support. Maybe that will eventually convince her to come over, because I will absolutely always take more strong mages. Take time, take time. Leah, take time. Okay, who else? Annette, a. Who knew? All you had to do was give girls some owl feathers and they fall in love with you. If only it were that easy in real life. It's pretty funny, not gonna lie. She's the only retainer character that's recruitable. Mercedes?
Hey!
Mercedes is a really good unit too. Live the Zerb is just like such a strong ability.
Professor.
Interesting. How did that go for you?
Hello, Professor. Do you have a moment?
Of course, Annette.
Well,
You know,
I have
Gilbert's
this book of
been
battle
looking
tactics
for
that
you.
I borrowed from one of the knights. There's one part that I just don't understand. Do you think you could explain it to me?
Leave it to me. I'm the professor
Great.
after all.
Thank you so much. It's about this diagram here. I don't get why the knights are grouping up in that forest there. I just can't see the advantage to a formation like that.
Live the Serve is nice. I use it on all my hero
Yay,
healers.
I
Oh
finally
yeah.
get it.
Heal the Serve
You
is
really
just
are a great teacher.
too strong. I mean, you're the one that did the work, though, Ned.
No way. I couldn't have done it without you.
The blushing is so
love
strong,
learning new things.
and yet you still
That's why I came to
rejected
the Officers
coming
Academy.
over to my
I
house.
want to learn magic,
Who are
battle
my
tactics,
favorite
martial arts,
characters?
well, all kinds of stuff. I'm learning more now than I have in my whole
Like,
entire
it's hard.
life. Speaking of,
I know. Are
I
we
better go visit
talking
the
like
library for some research
character
before magic
character
practice.
is in like personality
before sword
character, or are we talking like character is in just like strength within the game itself, or?
That's just not possible. I always find it's more tiring to laze around doing nothing. I've never been any good at that. I have to have something
Like,
to do.
in my Blue
Like, on
Lions
my days off,
playthrough, I pretty
need to
much
get up
turned
early and take care of
everybody
the
into
queen first, or I
Grimoire
just can't relax.
that could become like actually good mages, and just destroyed absolutely everything. Like,
I'm so glad you agree. You'd
I
be
used
surprised how rare it is
Mercedes,
to
I
find
used
people like
Annette,
us.
I used
Not to
Flame,
wait.
like Thesea's not bad, Hilda's not bad. I don't know, there's just there's a lot of good characters in
But I have to run. Thanks again for your
houses. Who cares about strategy and Fire Emblem? You're not wrong. You're not wrong. Well, I like Thesia. I like Hilda. I like Dorothea. I like Annette. May as well just pull up the entire roster, huh? Eldegard is, like, average to me. Like, I don't know. She's, like, kind of annoying at times, but not, like, the worst. Dancer Marianne is good because of her crest weapon. Well, interesting. I don't think I've ever gotten her crest weapon. Although I don't think I've ever actually recruited her so far. Like, I'm pretty sure the only time I've had access to Marianne now has been through the Golden Deer, and that's just because she comes along with it. Just because, like, her requirements are so weird. Who else? Bernadetta had, like, potential, but, like, every support conversation she has is just, like, I don't know, it's annoying to me, and the fact that they went, like, too hard into, like, the character for her, so then, like, everything feels, like, way overdone. Dorothea is Dorothea. I mean, Dorothea is essentially, like, in a way, she's pretty much just, like, female Sylvain, so. Petra, I don't really like Petra that much. She's just, I don't know. The speech feels wrong, and I'm not a fan of Bernie. Yeah, not really me either. I could see why people would like her, but I don't know. Like, there's something there, but then, like, it would have been fine if they had toned it down a little bit, but it feels like they went overboard with her. I don't mind Flame. More so about the mystery and whatnot she brought about to the game more than anything. Even though it's not necessarily the hardest to tell that, you know. Manuela was a surprise. I actually do like Manuela, her personality and whatnot. Shamir is, she just kind of exists. Like, I don't hate her, I don't like her, like, she's just kind of, like, there. Did I not do all of her times? I did not.
I'm sure.
What was I coming over here for? No, we just did it, and that's right. I have done their paralog before. I actually just did my Golden Deer playthrough, so I have done it. In which case, they're brother and sister, or no, they're not brother and sister. He's the father of Flane, and then his wife is dead, and that's their whole paralog thing. They never really explain the whole blood thing, because they're like, oh, it's extremely rare and special and whatnot, yet they never explain it, although I would imagine it's along the lines of maybe the Mana Kedes, I would imagine, the Divine Dragons and whatnot, similar to like Tiki and stuff like that. I don't even remember what your best tea is, so how about some of this?
Thank you for inviting. Thank you. Whew, it's piping hot.
Things that bother you exploring the monastery. So how about the future? Nope. Alright then, fair enough.
Okay.
Kitchen catastrophes, view from the bridge. That. Are you a mess of the. Want like a Fire Emblem 3 lore drop? Because it's the first playthrough on stream, I would say no, mostly just because for other people. I wouldn't mind it at this point because I'm already halfway through on Black Eagles, did the full playthrough of the Blue Lions, and now halfway through Golden Deer. So I wouldn't mind it as much. But I just don't want to potentially spoil other people that are watching this through for the first time. So, like, I'm just, like, when we get to the point where we get to where people could at least figure it out, then I don't mind it so much. I just don't want to, like, spoil it for everybody and then let people not, like, want to watch it because they've already been spoiled throughout the rest of it.
Looking out toward Bridget, are you?
Yes. There are some times I
But me
cannot stop my
personally, I
thoughts
wouldn't
from
mind
going home.
Florida.
It will be much time before I return. Bridget feels far away.
It is quite a long way. To say nothing of the sea that lies between here and there. Being unable to return must further add to the distance in your mind.
It is as you say. When I return to Bridget, I will be the new queen. I am wishing to help relations with the Empire.
I believe you will be successful. You may not be Lady Edelgard's equal, but you are resourceful enough to make an excellent queen. And unlike Lady
Hubert's
Edelgard,
got a good voice actor.
you will not be forced to harden your heart.
Not Edelgard's equal. Is that what you are saying?
Understand that I mean no disrespect by this, but it is a fact that you are far beneath her. Make no mistake about what would happen if you were to raise your banner in revolt against her. She would crush you mercilessly.
That is not a difference of equality. It is a difference of power.
Even if our homelands were on equal footing, Lady Edelgard would still prevail.
I can see with clarity the difference between me and Lady Edelgard. But that has
Robbie
no
Damon
matter.
is the one that
I would never
does the
lose.
voice acting.
How
I never look into the voice actors of
For
the
your
games,
sake, you had better hope you are
but
right.
I know a good voice when I can hear 'em.
Professor.
Manuela, isn't it a bit rude to sigh at someone the moment you see them enter the room?
Hanneman, isn't it a bit rude to tell others how to behave? Besides, I could be sighing about any number of things more interesting than you.
Goodness, you're
Huber
unusually
Mercedes is my
irritable
favorite
today.
ship, and I can't begin
Don't
to
you imagine your attitude a bit
justify that
excessive?
because they don't have
You
support.
snap at every little thing. Your ill mood on
Hubert
display
and
for
Mercedes.
one and all. It saddens me
I'm not-
to see such behavior from one who should be setting a good
I'm
example
not sure if
for
I
the
can
younger
see it
generation.
because I don't know
Listen
because
to the
like
noble lecturing a
Hubert would
lowly
still be
commoner
over
to
there
be on her best
simping for
behavior.
Eldegard.
Oh, wait. I meant to
Oh
say
wow,
the former
being with
noble.
Mercedes at that
I
point,
fail
which
to understand
something about
how
that
my
don't seem
birth
right.
is relevant to the topic at hand. I was merely trying to say that as a fellow adult,
You're not done lecturing yet? Leave me alone and go pester someone else. Maybe leave everyone alone and go focus on your precious crest research.
I don't know what to say to you, Manuela. I was only speaking out of honest concern.
Hubert's
Oh,
another
was
character
that
I
a
thought
sigh
about
I
a lot.
heard?
Thought
Isn't
about
it a bit
lot-
rude to
a lot
sigh at
for
someone
what?
just because?
Don't be so childish. You are so sensitive to ill will from others, yet you let your own emotions run wild. Why is it that you cannot keep a handle on yourself?
Keep a handle on? Well, I've never. What makes you think you're so much better? Just because you keep your emotions
Yeah,
bottled
drive
up
from
behind your stupid
Corpus to
stone
Leander
face.
tomorrow
Well,
morning,
it
so you
doesn't
gotta get
mean
out of
everyone
here.
else has to do the
Alright,
same.
understandable. You have a
Stop
good
telling everyone
one,
how to
Peachberry.
behave,
Appreciate
Hanneman.
you for
It will
following.
make you and the rest of
Twitch
us
will notify
much
you when I
happier.
go live next.
I will not stand for this insolence.
I have no idea when
is
we'll be
high
going
time
live next.
someone
I would
taught
imagine
you.
sometime tomorrow. I don't see a reason
If
why
you
not
think you can
as of
change
yet,
me,
but
I'd like to
we'll
see
see how it
you
goes.
try.
Appreciate you for coming out nonetheless and dropping the follow though. And good talking to you.
Thought so. You wouldn't dare.
Absolutely insufferable.
Professor.
I totally watched that entire conversation go through between those two, and yet I don't know anything that just happened. I was too involved in talking to Peachberry
Professor,
there.
we were thinking that.
Hopefully you guys didn't mind too much that I was talking over it. At the very least, the text was on the screen for you guys to be able to see as much.
Thank you so. Thank you. Thank you so.
Are we simping right now to try and get Annette into our house as well?
We
Yeah.
were thinking that.
Yes, we are, which is why we're giving her an infinite amount of flowers to see if I can actually get her to maybe like sport rank B. And then maybe she'll be willing to come over to the house.
Thank you so. Thank you.
You good yet? You're still not good yet.
I'm so. Oh, perfect. We were thinking.
Oh, not lost items. We still have to do that too. You.
Thank you.
Here.
Thank you.
I've given you like a million flowers. Annette, please.
So, oh, we were thinking.
Forget-me-nots, those are like for flaying, I think.
Thank you.
Oh, Mercedes, I didn't want to give it to you.
Oh,
Gosh.
we were thinking.
That flower was supposed to be for Annette, so if you would just like hand it over to her, she's like literally standing right next to you too, if you would, you know. Oh, okay.
I'm so glad. Oh, we were thinking.
There might actually be a limit on how many supports I can get at one time within the monastery. Like, I might only be able to get one, and then maybe I'm just wasting all of my flowers right now. But, we'll see. Did we get it? Hey, we got it again, baby. Let's go. Annette was good for me in the Blue Lions, so I can only imagine that she'll be good in this playthrough as well. In which case, I definitely want to make that happen, if at all possible.
Oh no.
Professor.
I'm so sorry, Professor. I somehow overslept and missed our training session. I didn't mean to cause you and the others so much trouble.
I didn't
Imagine if
even
that had
notice you
happened
were
during
out.
one of our missions. It really is inexcusable.
Yeah, don't worry about it. You're fine.
It's just when I'm studying tactics, I lose
Linhart's
track
sleeping
of
in
time
class
and...
all the time. You missing it once.
Who am I
is
kidding? I've always been like
par
this.
for the course.
Before I came to the Officers Academy, I was a student at the School of Sorcery in Ferdiad. Even back then, I was pulling all-nighters well before the exams.
You have to tell
I
me
never
about
even
that
noticed
life.
I was harming
I know that far too well,
focused on my
and then
goal. I know
believe
I've
me,
already told you this,
and
but I
going
really
through
love to learn new
college to
things.
make it happen.
It's a passion of sorts. I first realized I had the learning bug when I was about 4 or 5 years old. My father was so happy to see me using magic. Seeing him happy made me happy too. And that made me want to work even harder. If only things could have stayed like that. When I was about 13, my father left home.
Gilbert
He
did
was a
leave
devout
her,
man,
it's true.
so I figured he'd gone to the monastery. That's why I went to the School of Sorcery, so that I could eventually get accepted at the Officers Academy. I studied harder than ever, and sure enough, I finally earned a referral. Unfortunately, my passion for learning became more of an obsession. I got so focused, I kind of forgot how to relax. Feels like I've been running in circles ever since.
We're gonna get some blushing out
No
of that?
way! I still have
Oh,
such a long...
okay.
Still, I guess I'm doing something wrong if I'm working so hard I can't even work hard anymore. Okay, it's decided. From now on, I'll try my best not to try my best.
That's confusing, but you also have my...
Yay! With you on my side, I'm sure I'll succeed.
by the way, you want to,
now
like, come
on,
over
if
to
you see
my
me going
house?
overboard,
You know,
just
like,
let
I
me
could
know.
use a new
I'm
one.
a new woman after all.
Excuse you? Alright, we got you up to B support, so if I can't get you into my house, at this point, like, I don't know what to tell you. So, Mercedes, I know you just saw me give infinite amount of flowers over there to Annette, but I don't suppose you're looking, to join the house as well. I know how the ladies love them owl feathers. Am I right, guys? Alright, well, here, have some owl feathers. Oh, baby, are we there? Oh, we got them. It's just that easy. Rip to all of our owl feathers, though, because now we're gonna have to start giving out, more flowers, which I'm also running out of. So, we're kind of running low on bait to get everybody into my house, but at least if I could get a few more members in there, that'll be better for later. That's right, Mercedes.
I
commend you for working so late into the evening. All of my days at the Academy are enriching thanks to you. Try not to overtax yourself, all right? I'm concerned for your health. We wouldn't want you to wear yourself out. The goddess won't smite you if you rely on others for help, you know.
I don't know. Have you seen Rhea? She smites people for all sorts of reasons. Why wouldn't the goddess smite me for it?
Listen here, Professor. You might not like what I'm about to say. To be perfectly honest, I had my doubts when I first met you.
I can't say that I'm surprised, so why is
First,
that?
I thought you seemed too young to be a professor. It is unusual, you have to
I don't even know my own
Yet you
age,
seemed
so how
very
would you know?
composed and mature despite your age. You're strong-willed, encouraging, and you go to great lengths to ensure that everyone is cared for.
Isn't that just the
But it
role of
almost
being a
feels
professor?
Like you're trying too hard to be a perfect role model for your students.
It comes with the territory.
If that's how you feel, then I can't disagree. But I think it's necessary to give yourself a break every now and again. The mind has a tendency to make mistakes when you've exhausted yourself. In my case, I still seem to make mistakes even when I'm wide awake.
Explain.
Oh, you know. I'm always mixing up the dates for drills or misplacing things. Just the other day, I forgot to put on my uniform and headed out to practice wearing only my... well, you can imagine how embarrassed I was. My mind can be so scattered sometimes. Anyway, where was I? Ah, that's right. What I'm trying to say is that you shouldn't push yourself too hard. If you do, you might end up in a pretty bad place.
Like, you just took like the last 5 minutes to say everything that you could have said in a single sentence.
I'd like to help in any way I can.
Like, you're dragging this out way longer than it needs to. Thanks, I appreciate it.
Whatever you need, just say the word.
Whatever I
I
need
look
to say.
forward to helping you out.
Well, I'm sure I could think of a few things I could use some help with. Hey, Mercedes. Like, oh, I don't know. Actually joining my house? I can only imagine Annette's coming over. You like Annette, right? I don't suppose you guys are like a package deal, you know, like maybe you want to come along with her, like, you know, just throwing it out there. The ladies like floral adornments, right? You like baking treats, so go ahead and take that. You like teddy bears?
Oh my, this...
Hey, the ladies always love the teddy bears, man. Come on,
we were
now.
thinking...
It's like rule number 1. Gardening? I don't remember if you're a gardener.
Thank you.
Well, you at least accepted it, so that's good enough for me. Who enjoys nature, art, carving, and by devout believers. You're a believer. You'd like this goddess statue, right? Okay.
We were thinking...
And we're just trying to get you up to support ring B. Once we get the B, we're out of here, because we got plenty more people that are needing some presents, a little more bribery to get them into my house. I know, your entire room's gonna start looking like the greenhouse by the end of this, Mercedes, but this is all to make sure that, you know, like, I've got a few more waifus in the house, you know. Nope, alright then.
Oh, we were thinking...
You're driving quite a hard bargain here, I really don't have this many gifts that just throw out to everybody, so if you would just, I don't know, get the, like, support level B already. Hey, there we go. I gotta imagine if I fulfill at least one requirement that they want, and then have a high enough support level that they'll be willing to join. If I don't get Annette or Mercedes after doing this to join my house, I'm gonna be ever so slightly upset.
You there, youngster? Won't you listen to this old man's stories?
Do I have an option?
I was born and raised right here in this town. I spent my whole life here. My daughter lives in the Empire, and she sent me a letter to ask if I was keeping up with my daily worship.
And I need to know this because?
Hello there, Professor. Is this a friend of yours?
I don't know, man. He just walked up to me. Yeah, exactly. I don't know this man.
Is that so? I was sure you two knew each other. Is there something we can do for you, good sir?
Oh, what a lovely young lady. I was just telling this kind soul a story.
Really? What's troubling you?
Well, I was thinking of going to daily prayer, but my leg's been acting up and I can't walk properly.
How convenient that you just now brought this up.
May I be of assistance?
Mercedes, I don't think you see what's going on here.
Would you? Oh, I'd be most grateful to you. Thank the goddess for sending this young
Oh,
lady
Mercedes,
to me
you're
today.
too nice for your own good.
We'll need your help too,
Oh,
Professor.
rope me
Here,
into
sir,
this.
take my arm.
What did I do to deserve this?
Splendid work, Professor. He really seemed to appreciate our assistance.
I think you mean yours. Your assistance. You helped me out too. Yes, you got this guy away from me.
I
Thank
don't think I did
you.
anything particularly deserving of praise. I'm just happy that I could help. You did a great job cheering him up on your own.
No, I believe that was all
Someone's
you.
face always seems to brighten up the day. Is something wrong? You're giving me a strange look.
Yeah, how did you know something was bothering him?
Oh, how should I put this? I suppose it's just second nature to me.
Oh, okay. That didn't really answer the
It's
question,
difficult
but
to describe, but I can usually tell when someone is worried about something. Back there, I could tell that both you and the old man were in distress.
yeah, the dude would not leave me
I spent a good
alone.
amount of my life living in the church. Maybe that's why I'm so good at identifying these things?
Living in the church.
Did I not mention that before?
No, never.
I spent nearly 10 years of my life in the Church of Fargus. Many came to us with their troubles. In my own time of need, I once ran to the church myself, and they helped me. May I share something with you, Professor?
Everybody's
It's about a
sharing
dream of
today,
mine.
so go right ahead at this point.
I'd like to work in the church one day. I want to be like the priest who helped me. Never mind. It's not a very realistic
Well, I'm pretty
dream.
sure I already have
Please
you
forget I
as
said
the
anything.
a priest class, in
someone
which
else,
case you,
Perhaps a
I made your
commoner
dream
without a
come true.
crest Or stature. Maybe
Does that
things
count?
would be different. It's a bit sad, but this is the way things have
My
to
blue
be.
lions play through
After
your
all,
grimoire.
Only
Does that
the
count?
goddess can decide our fates.
Alright, they're both at support level B. I can only hope that's enough. I wouldn't mind having Ingrid, because Ingrid I turned into a Falcon Knight, and that was not a bad experience. I doubt I see it happening, though, so it's like, and then I'm running low on gifts, so it's like, who would I really want? I would take Claythesia if I could make it happen.
Hey there.
Claythesia is, like, really good.
Professor, I'm sure.
So, you like flowers, right? Forget-me-nots are for Flame.
Thank you.
Or at least
Thank you.
they give her a lot more
Thank you.
support points and whatnot than
Thank
these
you.
other items. I don't remember if you like fishing. A meat lover? You'd probably... I don't imagine you wouldn't like meat, but... Something tells me that was not probably enough. Yeah, no, we're also, like, poor, so, yeah. I forgot, we got a ton of lost items to still go through, too. It's just so many items. Why are there so many items? Alright. Okay. Yeah, no, that's too many items. I'm just gonna... Much like we did in the last one, I'm just gonna use the... use people that are smarter than me to figure this one out, because this is gonna take too long if I try and do all of it myself. I think Eloise is out at the moment, so we can't do that. And well, it is here though, so that one I can do. Hanneman, I wouldn't doubt there's an item for you, but I have yet to see it on the list yet. So, lost items. You want this light purple veil?
Wherever did...
Alright. Dorothea. Where are you at? How do you know if I have these items? I'm just going down the list because I imagine I probably do.
I've some, but Sir Gerald.
A lovely comb. I do have it.
How did you know?
Well, I guess I should probably check with you if I even have this item, huh? Don't feel like I've ever found this one, so I'm kind of surprised that it hasn't marked here. Catherine's out at the moment, so we can't do anything with her. Pretty sure Gilbert's out at the moment. What else? Yeah, now, we can't give anything to Dedu, which is why that item's not there. We're now with Dimitri, so that shouldn't be there. Ingots? Do we have this item, though? Yes, okay. So, ingots, we gotta give the letter of the goddess here. Which is where again? Oh, of course, naturally, in the one room that is basically never used. Of course, that makes sense.
Professor, I'm scared.
Alright, so this letter to the gods. There you go. Handmade hair clip? I do have that, although I don't think I can actually even give Hilda anything at the moment. So, we'll skip over that for the time being. Annette I do have. Oh man, you're telling me I could have given her a free, I could have given her one entire less flower? Oh, come on, man.
We were
Out
thinking...
of the way, Mercedes. I've got lost items to give people.
Oh, that!
Yeah, you know that song that you sing? Yeah. Tooth Dagger. We do have that, okay. Where'd Felix go? Usually he's chilling in the training grounds, but he's not there. I'm surprised we were even able to recruit people. I was fully expecting not to be able to recruit anybody. Tooth Dagger?
That's mine.
Perfect. Shamir, but she's out. Sethith, he should still be here.
First, both. It was as if thinking of it, how they managed.
I forgot what the item was. The snapped writing quilt. Yes. Okay. Linhart, I believe I've already given him this item.
Thinking of how they
so it seems like they're mixing in some of the things. I might have done it a different playthrough though, considering we've got 3 different playthroughs going on right now. So, Mary Ann, all right, that I know that's somebody chilling somewhere. All right, Mary Ann, we got a bag of seeds for you. Not this room. Next room over. All right, fair enough. Lorenz, no.
Professor, there's nothing.
Here's your bag of seeds.
She
Godly Phoenix, thank you for the follow. Appreciate you. How are you doing? How's your night been going? Or day, or whatever time it is for you. How you doing? We're just giving over lost items at the moment, and then we'll get to some actual Fire Emblem action here, but we had to go through the monastery stuff here. It's been decent. How am I? We've been live for about an hour and 15 minutes so far, so doing pretty good so far. Got a lot of follows as compared to a lot of the other streams, so a very nice change of pace in that regard. This isn't me ignoring you, it's just me looking through the lost items on the game. But yeah, overall it's been pretty good. We haven't done much actual Fire Emblem general combat as you would expect within the Fire Emblem stuff so far, but we've been doing some monastery management in the time being. And just having conversations with people in chat, so there's that. Evil repelling game, yes, you like those? I keep getting mixed up with some of these items now, because some of them I can't actually use at the moment. Sylvain, no. Lorenz is back over here. Naturally, I do not. Naturally, I passed it. Do you want this? Oh. Yeah, okay, good. Weather coat, no. Introduction to magic, no, he's gone. Hilda doesn't want to talk to us, so I can't give him any of those. Folding razor, I have no idea who this goes to. How far back would this have been? Nah, I can't be back that far. Alright, Dusty Book of Fables. We know Flame uses that. Except now I've already forgotten where Flame is. Blade, where are you hiding? Oh, was that that would make sense? Since you are his daughter, I still don't 100% know who your mother is. I imagine it's one of the saints. I forget which one it was. It was the one that Seth naturally was like, oh, this is the saint that I'm most fond of. Presumably that saint is his wife, in which case they're more or less a noble bloodline.
Now more than Professor, if there is any...
Here's a Dusty Book of Fables. Have fun with that. Use bottle of curfew. Somebody else wants that. Everything else I actually can't use at the moment. All right, perfect. Her mother actually isn't a saint. Gotcha. That was like my one real guess. I don't know. I mean, I don't think it would have. Seth wouldn't be with Rhea, would he? That doesn't seem right. But I mean, she does have the hair color, more or less. I mean, nah, that still doesn't seem right either. I don't know. I've only done one full playthrough of the Blue Line so far, and then I'm like halfway into the Black Eagles here, as well as halfway in the Golden Deer. Flame's mom is dead. Yeah, I remember that. I don't know why I even suggested Rhea was mother, because I know she's dead, because we did the paralogue, in which case they're like, here, put flowers on your mother's grave. So, I don't know. Is there anybody else I could potentially pull? Because we're gonna lose out on recruiting people soon enough here. So whatever gifts I have left, I may as well just throw out there, and then if I end up grabbing somebody else off a recruit, then
losing
we'll take.
Said.
I think Ray is Seth's sister, because you say brother, but Ray is and Flay's on. Now that I could see, and then Rhea said the nun was her something. I would assume sister, because mother don't seem quite right. So I would imagine it'd be Rhea's sister, who was the nun that worked at the monastery and then had us with Gerald, and then, yeah. Is that the sister? Yeah, I can see that. Right, I was giving you gifts. You like meat, don't you?
Is this...
You like meat a lot, okay. Horseback ride? I mean,
Is
you
this for
ride
me?
Pegasus, that's close enough to riding, right? Oh wow, we got her hooked already. Nice. Perfect. Alright, teleport somewhere else so that way we can... Rhea is supposedly Bayless' grandma? What?
Oh no.
Her grandma? Oh! Oh, come on, man. Oh, what? It's gonna... Okay. I thought I messed that up, and let me fix it. Because I said no accidentally when I went to talking to the support. I was like, oh, don't lock me out of it now, but thankfully we're good.
Well,
Bayless grandma.
that is-
It seemed very...
I was just tossing out something.
Well, I guess grandma. I was like,
important
but then
to keep
she
our
didn't
spaces
carry
clean
any of the
after all.
traits over to me,
You
but
do
then
well
if
to
she's the
remember that
grandma,
too,
that would make
Professor.
sense why she
A
didn't.
clean space makes for a clean mind, or some such. Getting rid of things you have no need for is the first step to managing one's belongings in an economical way.
Right? And then they specifically make them more confusing on purpose, I guess, to make
I'd
it
love to help.
make you
want people
invest
getting
more
the
into
wrong
them
idea
and
with me being
whatnot.
alone in your room. Despite my family's nobility, we've never been particularly wealthy. So my father
And then
raised
I
me to
don't
be
have the
conservative with
DLC
my
either, and then I
resources,
haven't
paring
finished
down when necessary.
the Black Eagles
He also
or the
encouraged me to keep
Golden
my
Deer,
living
so I don't
spaces
have
immaculate. So the two
100%
go
of
hand in
everything
hand, I
that's going
suppose.
on. Not that you probably necessarily need to play all three to figure it out, but...
I think he'd be happy
And then
to
I
hear
don't
you
have
say
the
that.
DLC either, which... so then I don't have the Crimson Flower somebody was talking
just a
about,
scrap
and
of
then like
paper.
Silver Snow or something like
It
that.
was
in
already
which case
written on, so
the
no good
DLC
for
explains a
note-taking.
good bit.
And
Of course
obviously,
it
I
would.
can't use it
Of
to
course
clean
it
my
would.
lands.
You're like, oh, you
So
want
I
to know
tossed
the lore of
No
Three
need to hang
Houses?
on to
Just pay like
inconsequential
$27
things,
for the DLC, and then you can figure it
Professor,
out. It's like, or
Did you come to check on
no.
me for any particular reason? I hope Sylvain and Felix aren't getting into trouble as they tend to do.
I'm looking forward to Three Hopes. Definitely want to play
well,
that
if
as
there's
soon as it
nothing
comes
important,
out.
I'll be on my
Of
way
course, I'll
then.
probably have to like
I still
pre-order
have
if
some
I want
cleaning
it
to take care
physical.
of, after all. Talk to you later, Professor.
We even see Bayless' mom in the DLC? What? So it must be... the DLC has to be like a past tense, right? Because she's presumably already dead based on what we've been told in here. Unless they're actually lying to us, in which case she's actually alive right now, but...
Is this...
You like weapon
Thank you
maintenance,
very
right? More or less?
Thank you very...
Okay. Get-me-nots. I should save those for playing. I don't suppose you like
Thank you very
fishing.
much.
You like weight training?
Thank you very much.
How about some hunting?
Thank you very much.
Her corpse is really well preserved, and we see flashbacks of her. Gotcha.
I'm so... Just losing that said.
You collect weapons?
Thank you very much.
More or less? Okay.
Thank you very much.
You're running me dry on gifts here, fam. If you would just, you know, if we could at least get you the support level B by the end of the rip to Flame's Flowers,
Thank you
but,
very much.
you know, maybe we can make
Thank
this
you very-
happen before we run out of gifts here. You're not making this
Yes,
easy,
losing that
Ingrid.
said.
You're very greedy right now. Please
Thank you very-
just, come on,
Thank
support
you.
level B. Just, no. Oh my. Okay. You know what? We'll buy a few more gifts to see if we can make this happen.
Hello there.
I haven't done any fishing
one,
yet.
yes.
Oh no.
I think this one, yes.
This is
I
gonna be
think
like
this
2
one, yes.
hours of just
I thank you. This one, yes.
monastery maintenance.
I think
She like smoked
this one,
meat.
yes. I
Who
think
doesn't?
Return
Am
soon,
I right?
please.
Hey, welcome.
Give me all the cheapest gifts you got.
You have a good eye. You have a good eye.
I'm gonna be so broke, but hey, at least we'll have items.
You have a good eye. A pleasure doing business. You have a good eye. A pleasure. You have a good eye. A pleasure doing business. You have a good eye. A pleasure doing.
There we go. We're so broke. That's not going to be helpful for later, but hey, at least maybe we'll get at least one out of the 3 ladies recruited here. Take the smoked meat.
Is this for...
That's so cheap for like how much support it gives.
Yes,
it's beautiful.
That said.
Riding boots?
Is this for me?
Still no? Hey, you're a very hard lady to please here, Ingrid. Like, the amount of just gifts you're requiring right now.
Is this for me?
Finally, jeez. She's very not interested in coming over to my house, I guess. Hard to please? You're telling me? I mean, did you see Annette and Mercedes? I mean, I guess we gave them, like, an infinite amount of flowers. But, like, man. At least we'd have to spend money on them. Ingrid over here.
Useless letters are only creating more rubbish in the world.
Ingrid's like, oh, I'm gonna take all your money and your gifts.
My apologies.
And then we're not even guaranteed that she's gonna end up joining her house. I gotta imagine support level being fulfilling one of her 2 required stat requirements is gonna be enough.
From my father.
Hopefully. Otherwise, I just invested a bunch into nothing.
I understand where you're coming from here, but I have no need of such things. It isn't like anything of importance was written on it. Curious? I suppose there's no harm in allowing
She's a gorgeous knight. It has to be expected. She's hard to please.
My dearest daughter, Ingrid.
It would make my life a lot easier if she wasn't so hard to please. But hey, you know, at least she was a good Falcon Knight in my Blue Lions playthrough. So.
You and the Viscount's son should be prepared soon. Although I am quite certain there are many superior candidates at Garreg Mach Monastery. As you know, the very survival of our family is dependent upon whom you marry. You are the only one left in the family who can make things right. We are all counting on you. Do not lose sight of what truly matters.
Good to see everybody just pawns
Perhaps you found
their daughters off to the monastery just for marriage proposals. That's like half the running theme with the ladies. They're like, oh, I got sent here by my parents for marriage proposals.
Shortly after, we were lucky enough to receive the support
if she turns you down, then just kill her.
Allowing us to attain
believe me, that's the idea.
To some extent.
Oh, that's the idea.
The territory we watch over is poor. Its harvest meager.
Personally go out there.
Grown thin. Neither my father nor my brothers bear a crest. I, however, do bear a crest. Because of this, my father sees me as our family's one hope for the future.
If Annette turns me down, you know, she can catch these hands too. Mercedes can also catch these hands. Like, everybody that's not in the house is catching these hands by the end of it. So they either join now, or just some waifus are gonna be ended.
I understand his approach
That's all I'm saying.
It isn't that he doesn't care for me. I understand it very, very well. Which is why I apologize, Professor. I must be going.
Felix can catch my hands anytime. That's understandable. That is absolutely understandable. I mean, he do be asking for it. Casper can also catch these hands. He's always looking for a fight, in which case, you know, maybe I'll just give him one. Same with Sylvain. Everybody hates Sylvain in chat. Just in this stream right now. Peachberry said that she didn't like Sylvain. You're saying you don't like Sylvain. Is he really that bad of a guy? I mean, clearly the skirt chasing one not the greatest, but being able to overlook that factor is not that bad, but if you can overlook that factor, which is not that easy, but...
Everything.
Can you just hit A in Black Magic already? I want access to Meteor. No? Okay, then. I forgot I have so many more people I can choose from now. Up until this stream, we were using, like, both the professors, just, like, how much I neglected recruiting people. He said the reason he flirts is depression. That's not the best coping mechanism. I mean, you're not wrong, and he did say it. It's true. Yeah, that's really not a good reason. Hilda is a mage, or Eldegard is a mage. This should be kind of interesting.
Praise isn't necessary.
I don't know if we'll make her into a mage for real, but I mean, I gotta at least see what she learns. She learned Volganode already? Okay, I see you.
Nothing.
Huber, of course you don't want to learn Faith. That would make life too easy. At least we can make your gambits better. Even though I use, like, none of the gambit skills, or at least the actual abilities that they give us. I use gambits, but, like, the actual skills they give are not fantastic. Although we're only playing on hard difficulty. Maybe on maddening it has a lot more of an impact, but on hard difficulty, it doesn't seem too bad.
It is a...
And that's all of our instruction time. That did not last long enough. Okay, what?
I have a question.
Okay.
I see. Thank you.
Okay, well, we picked the right answer. Accidentally skipped through what he was trying to ask us there.
Professor?
You know, jousting is a popular sport in Fargus. The ladies love a guy who can joust. Speaking of, let's polish up these riding skills and lance skills. Focus on lance and axes. Focus on lance and riding. I don't... Right, we just now got you, so I wasn't even able to decide what you came for in this. I'm still used to our Blue Lines playthrough where we had immediate access to you. Sounds like Annette wants to join. Let's go. But that's also one of the three ladies. So I guess Mercedes and I guess Mercedes and Ingrid are gonna have to catch these hands.
Huh? Really? Oh, thank you. I'm so happy right now. I just know I'll be able to learn all sorts of things with your guidance.
Oh, you will.
I can't wait.
You will, especially if I turn you into a Grimoire. I will absolutely look forward to that. Except now I'm gonna have to change around like my entire structure.
We will take no
of, like,
time
who
at all.
we're using.
Look, Professor, we did great.
I have yet to make a bow knight in this game, which is why Bernadette is learning horseback riding right now.
I am closing in on expertise.
I can do better now.
Got it. Good to go.
It's all instinct.
St. Sarah's. Sure, I'll take the free experience. Don't mind if I do. And you got Dorothea in there, which is perfect. Felix learning white magic, I don't really see helping us, but...
Don't want people thinking I'm vying for attention.
I did make Felix a mortal savant, something like that in my Blue Lions playthrough, in which case he did a little bit of work with it. I'm not necessarily sure he's like the best magic user, but being able to snipe people with Thoron and whatnot. Very interesting that Rhea's birthday is on St. Sarah's Day. Interesting how that works out. I don't even remember what tea you like. Just take anything. What? You like floral teas? Maybe? I don't know. How about some mint?
I'm pleased.
Nobody says no to mint, right? So if she's supposedly my grandma, is it weird that I invited my grandma to the tea party?
Of course.
Things that bother you, school's day, the courtyard jeez. School days?
Of course.
Hey. Strange fish in the pond, monastery security, the existence of breast. I don't know. How about that security, am I right? You're doing great work, likable allies, dreamy nights. Something tells me she's not going for dreamy nights. That might be a Manuela thing.
Have you grown accustomed to living in the monastery?
More or less. If you could throw a few more of the waifus into my house, though, then, you know, maybe I'd feel a little better about it. Disagree, admonish, just chat? No? Okay, then. Why even throw chat in as an option?
How quickly this
Chat feels like it should be a catch-all for everything.
However, we must return to our work.
Alright, you know what? We got 3 out of the 4. I still got the charm out of it, so I'll take that as a win at the very least. Alright, some actual fighting for once. Our dude is still looking far depressed in here. Oh, really, Felix? Now you want to talk? Oh, really? And I can't even talk to you unless I go back into the monastery, which, you know... certifications. Anybody new? Do we need to change anybody here yet? I don't have a dark seal for Hubert, so he can't be a dark bishop yet. Casper, you get thrown to the side. Dorothy is a dancer. Petra's an assassin. Felix, you're a mercenary. Okay, Sylvain's cavalier, not surprising. Annette's a mage. Fool, flame. Alright, 2 battle. I've got so many paralogs to do now that I have those 2 in here. Oh, jeez. Suggested level 23. I don't even remember what our levels were. Well, suggested level is only 13 for this, so... I guess I'll go ahead and take this, since we just got new units and whatnot. That way they don't get immediately killed off.
Hey, Professor. How's life treating you? Are you working today? You gotta take a day sometime. Get out in the world and have some fun.
Easy for you to say, Sylvain. That's not a bad idea.
Right?
What is your
Sometimes
angle
you
in
gotta
all
forget
of
all the
this?
things you ought to do and focus on what you'd rather do. Hey, we should go get something to eat. My treat.
Yeah, what are you after?
What? I can't invite my professor to dinner without it being a scam? Okay, fine. You got me. I need to ask a favor, and I wanted a way to work up the courage to ask you.
Is this about a girl? Sylvain, I could probably help you.
For once, it's not about a girl. There are thieves in my family's territory. I was wondering if you'd go with me to drive them off. You remember the thief leader you fought at Conan Tower, yeah?
Your brother? You know, that
Yes,
guy
Nikolai.
that turned into a
He was
beast
the oldest
that
son
then
of House Gautier.
reverted
What's
back
left
to his
of his
normal
band
self?
of thieves is causing trouble in Gautier territory. My father has asked me to come home and put down those murderous jerks. But he's
Why
asked
is
for me
it
to come
that the
alone.
family always
No
calls
knights,
back their
no backup
children
of
to
any
deal
sort.
with their own affairs?
That's crazy, right?
That's like one of the running themes for the paralogs. They're like, I couldn't
And the way
possibly
my
do
father
this
is,
myself.
He probably has some other motive that I'll never
Lorenz
know.
or
Maybe he just wants me to get some
Sylvain
more
or like
experience in
any
battle.
of them.
A crazy way to suggest it, though. Anyway, I'm not going alone, no matter what he asks. I'm going to ask some of the others in our class to help too. But none of us have your experience. If you'd come with us, I'd be grateful.
Of course, let's do it.
Great. I'll talk to the others and see who's in. Thanks, Professor.
We'll probably kick out Manuela and Hanneman now for the fact that we actually have some more of the students to throw into the mix. Manuela's like really not that great either. I mean, she has like ward and stuff, which is kind of interesting. But like, I don't know. Like ward's just like not that useful to me. Shamir, absolutely not. Annette, yes. Except we have to pick for somebody for you to be on. Annette, you could be with me. Sylvain, you can take Petra. Well, actually, if we're kicking out both the professors, then we can add both of you in. And then we can have others be the supports. We'll go ahead and put Felix in. Ingots, I guess you can go with... I don't know. You can go with Flame for the time being, because you and Flame got something special, I guess. You guys are all like 13 and 14. Like, this really shouldn't be an issue of a fight. And I don't really think our placement's gonna be ridiculous.
Okay, we've got the thieves covered on both sides. Some of the thieves are still carrying what they stole, so we have a chance to get it back. Gotta be careful though. They'll run off faster than a nobleman's daughter if we just rush in.
Very specific there, Sylvain. There's quite a lot of people in front of me. What am I right now? I'm a thief. I probably should have turned myself into a swords master, but oh well.
Here goes.
And you could just like bully this guy outright, right? Not without taking 14 damage immediately, though.
I will
Petra,
get the victory.
you could bully. You an assassin. You could bully this guy, right? 64. What was I upgrading your stuff again? Just having you in multiple playthroughs. I forget how I'm building you in each one. I guess we could just have you kill with the sword. And then if you end up missing, we'll just have one of the others kill. Okay, I mean, this is why we have backups for
My
that.
father is offering a reward for every thief and rogue we take out. The more you beat, the more you get. Just remember, you gotta take them down fast. They'll bolt as soon as they're hurt. Take the strongholds and we cut off their escape route.
Defeat thieves before they retreat, you give rewards. Yep, literally everything that he just said. Flame, I need you to hit 20 already so you can become a priest. Oh baby, a crit at 5%. You love to see. She keeps calling him his brother, but I mean, clearly I guess if you never did the paralogue to keep up that idea that they're not brother and sister and whatnot. But, or father and daughter, I should say. Yeah, Flame's gotta take a little bit of damage. It is what it is. What gambit do I have on myself? I want to say it's Blaze. I have Assault Troop. Okay. I mean, that's not like the worst gambit to hit 3 out of 4 people with it. It's not gonna kill, but we're certainly gonna hurt it.
I will prevail.
What gambit do you have? Yep, Onslaught, okay.
I'm on it.
I didn't give you a gambit, did I? Oops. Ah, well. That's not gonna hit anybody else. It will guarantee a kill, but it's not gonna hit anybody else.
Failure is not an option.
just give up.
You really shouldn't be in, like, any real danger here. Yeah, 1 damage. Doing a little more damage, but really shouldn't be an issue.
That's my cue. Oh no.
Oh, you will absolutely destroy this, man. 55 accuracy, though. Yeesh. I don't think a single curve shot's gonna be able to do it. No. Deadeye might be able to make it happen. Nope. Alright, would have to double that.
Battle.
You have, like, no movement. Although if I do clear him out the way, I should be able to. Meyer B's just barely not enough to have enough range. Dark Spikes? Dark Spikes is just like a good skill.
You could have at least tried.
I don't know if you can kill him. Can you double? You can, you just don't hit as hard. Although Bernadetta hits him once and then you deal with him. You just gotta hit one out of the two to make this happen.
I'm not sticking around here to get slaughtered by a bunch of stuck-up jerks like you.
And so you say. Bernadetta, you have to hit one of these two. Alright, I would have preferred you hit both, but I guess Lindar here can deal with this.
Okay, very good. Now let's keep cool and take out the other stronghold.
Alright, that's one stronghold down. Might be able to Thor on this guy.
All roses have thorns.
Really wish you had
I am
Meteor
Ferdinand
already,
von
but that'll work. You're a paladin, right? Yeah, you'll... Why do you have a healing staff on? At least if you were like a holy knight, it would make a little more sense, but just as a paladin?
Your defeat was inevitable.
Yeah, I'm feeling pretty good with that.
That went as expected. Be gone.
Everybody wants a crack in Sylvain.
It's so obvious. Not so fast.
This man can really quadruple me and yet still do 0 damage. Oh. Oh, a nice
Am I done yet?
dodge by Bernadetta there. Just cartwheel over it.
What did I expect?
Yeah, that was not exactly a great level there, Bernadette. I'm gonna need you to do a little better than that at the very least. You should be able to just blow this guy up. Yeah, he can't even do nothing to you. I do need you to double him though, if you're not gonna one-shot. Double crest proc, we'll have to see. I mean, it's not much damage, but it's at least a little bit. And he really shouldn't be hitting me with 30%. Could just spam rescue just for XP for you. Now, how do we want to go about clearing these guys up? I'm not exactly sure when these guys start moving. I don't remember. I'm just keeping an eye on them for the time being. I think I might have my 11th sword on me, in which case this knight shouldn't be an issue. Oh, I have my rapier. That'll work.
Predictable.
Of course, by not having having this one closed, now they're going to be forced into the other, like 2 or 3 that are up there.
Strongholds left. Professor, which should we go for first?
You're getting a little low on HP, which I don't like.
What's next? Careful, please.
Guess we'll put you, like, right here or something. I have physics, so... Oh, of course, even with that, I'm still too far away. This dude will hit me. What's your damage looking like? You're gonna hit Eldegard for 9? That's kind of sweet. Huber, you want to just take this guy out at a range then? That'd be great.
For Lady Edelgard.
Apparently I can hit this guy. Wow. A one-shot for a 43% chance? How could I not try that?
Not so fast.
First come the worst, he tries to attack me and then just gets himself killed anyways. I could even warp Bernadette out of the way if need be. In which case I'll just throw you up over here. And then I could even have Dorothea return the movement back to you if need be. Silver Lance, that'll work. That's another stronghold done. These thieves are very quickly running out of areas to run.
Blocked. Take out those thieves and
capture the last stronghold, which is over here. Okay, so we're pretty much guaranteed to get all of these items in here. That's pretty nice. As for you, how we dealing with you? Thoron will just outright one-shot you. That'll work.
I've got many skills, you know. No use.
I mean, I prefer they would aim at Petra. We're already in cover, and then you're already an assassin, so the chances that you actually hit are not like that.
No hesitation. Should I have held back?
66 crit?
No obstacle will stand.
Alright, so our thieves are still chilling, at least for now, although it seems like their range might have increased. You don't know white magic yet. I would have had you learn white magic already, in which case I would have had another healer here. That's not even enough to kill, huh? Well, if that's the case.
Flame Spirit, protect me.
What's your range on here? Oh, you've got like no range? Okay. Because you're not actually gonna run out of your way to do anything. The knight's gonna attack you, but that's fine. If anything, we just clean them up with our 2 mages here.
Oh, lovely.
Back to everybody over here. We can run you to right here, and then we can use dance if we want to, or we can just have Dorothea do Dorothea things.
All roses have thorns.
Dorothea's such a good dude. I think if I just get within attack range of the dudes is when they actually start running off, but I'm not entirely sure on that. Everybody's moving up here, so I may as well meet them there. Did I really not hit Sylvan? Well, you know, I guess he is kind of far looking at it. Still not enough range, huh?
Back to the fray.
The fact that we even have that much range for physic is pretty ridiculous, though. I guess we'll just... This might trigger everybody, and then they're all gonna start running this way, and I'm not ready for them to do that just yet. Have Sylvain work his way over there. And then I guess we'll go the long way around too. There we go. That will. Everywhere's closed up, so they're all ours now.
Did that suffice?
I'm really not fast enough to double this guy. As an assassin? I think if I had an iron sword, I probably could. Considering he can't even damage me, I think we'll be alright. Alright, everywhere's closed off now, so I guess it doesn't matter if we actually aggro them at this point. $28 for 62 is not bad. Deadeye would secure a kill, but these hit chances are awful. Everything will just about guarantee the kill because Dorothea just does not care about anybody. Free Speedwing, nice. Fire B. I mean, should my asthma be fast enough? Yeah.
Hardly worth my time.
In advance. Burndan, do you really not have enough? You're a paladin. How do you not have enough range for like half of this stuff? 13% chance? You know, probably not. Out of all that, I really don't have the range, huh? Okay. Well, we'll just move you out of danger then. Burndan's not gonna care. He's a paladin. He's a big boy. He can take care of himself.
It's simple.
I forgot I still have my rapier equipped. I'm wasted.
Each battle, a chance to grow.
That man ran away. He's like, wait a minute. Sylvain, I know you should be able to tank these guys. Oh, easily. Can I Tempest land skill? No, cannot. Okay. Well, that's alright. At least this will block everybody for a bit. And then we can have Flame heal you.
Easy.
Now, there's no way they kill you because they're not even doing close to enough damage. And then Flame and Annette should really just be able to feed on them, which is good considering we just got them. They're gonna need that XP.
I will not be stopping.
There they are. Always gotta look around for where my units went. Just want to like kill this guy, burn dead. Really? Alright. You can kill him with Deadeye, can't you? Well, you might even be able to kill him with Enclosure. Oh yeah, that'll work.
Can I go now?
Dorothea, just go ahead and snipe whoever you want with Thor on.
This is going to hurt.
Oh, I mean, you can crit if you feel like it.
I'm stronger than I look.
Hey, just get all that baby rage out of your system. Goddess ring, not bad. You should have like a hand axe or javelin. Yeah, both even. Alright, well. That's fine. Even if they hang out in the grass, it won't make a difference. Man, your guys' movement is just awful, huh? Who else we got moved? Oh, myself? Yeah, that would make sense. No real point to me opening the door. The force is just enough to make that so I can't get to him. That's... I'm not gonna waste my 11 sword on these guys. Although I will switch back to my silver sword. None of them moved. Alright, well, we just get free kills, huh? Question is, what kills... Who do we want to feed what? Here, 20, 23? You don't need any more kills. 21? I guess Bernadette could get a kill if she can hit him. You know what? We'll give you a chance. Use the steel bow. If you hit it, you hit it. If you don't, we'll just beat somebody else. That's about what I expected. Metroid, we'll give you your chance.
My heart is full of victory.
Short spear, not a bad weapon. We still need classic speed for you, so go ahead. Get your swords up a bit as well.
Now you know your limits.
Another magic staff, not too bad. Flame, you might be able to hit 20 off this. Probably should have saved them all for flame. Well, at that much XP, that wasn't gonna
That's
happen.
the last of them. Thieves everywhere. At least we've restored the peace here, even if it's only for a little while.
We got everyone, easiest 10k gold you've ever seen. A longbow that we can just toss on the Bernadetta, some extra items. A really nice paralog quest just for getting items. That doesn't surprise me that Dorothea was MVP. She kind of just does whatever she wants and nobody can really stop her. And I can't say that I don't blame them, considering her Thoron is straight up one-shotting everyone.
Professor, thank you for your help. We drove off the thieves and got a reward from my father. Job well done, eh? Although, I don't know how to feel about this particular reward. I guess that's why my father tasked me with this mission.
Oh,
he wanted me to
baby,
prove
we
myself
get the
worthy of
Lance
this
of
relic.
Ruin back. About time.
This weapon, the Lance of Ruin, it killed my brother. And now it's mine. Not remotely. I bear the crest of Gautier. The same crest my brother wished for his whole life, but never came to possess. I suppose I am. Miquelon hated me from the moment he found out I had a crest and he didn't. He was selfish and egotistical. I know it's not right to say bad things about the dead, but he earned it. Even now, I'm still cleaning up his messes. I have to wonder though, what if it was the other way around? If he had the crest, and I didn't, would I be the one my father thought was worth forgetting? Or would my fate have been wholly unlike his? You're probably right, Professor. It's not like me, is it? I don't pray much, but I think I'm going to pray for those who lost their lives to the thieves tonight. And for all of us. I'm afraid there are more days like these coming our way. Vargas has always been a cold place, never very well-to-do. Until about 10 years ago, our region was a battlefield for the people of the Sreng region to the north. And after the late king fell, the whole kingdom became unstable. So, it's no real surprise that more and more people are resorting to thievery, just to survive. And there are those rumors of the current regent being too busy chasing the ladies to bother with governing. Don't worry, I get the irony.
Yeah, a little bit
The
of
whole damn
irony with
kingdom
that,
is in
huh,
decline
Sylvain?
because of nonsense like that. I'm hoping once we get Dimitri on the throne, everything will get better. Anyway, I'll leave it up to you to decide how you want to use our reward, including the Lance of Ruin. I know I can trust you with it until you think I'm ready. And Professor, if I could,
Oh,
I'd
I
still
will
like to buy you a
take
meal
that
sometime.
Lance of Ruin. I don't remember it being like the greatest of hero relics.
I'm just asking
but
a
it's
friend
still
to
a
hang out,
hero
that's all.
relic. So it just having the
Again, though,
extra damage
thank you for
is
everything,
probably
Professor.
going to be worth it.
I couldn't have done it alone.
$22, 65, 20 crit, huh? That feels stronger than what I remember it being. Maybe it's just because I keep remembering its hit chance being as low as what it is. We'll do the rare enemies, which is going to be kind of spicy considering they're at the same level, if not higher, than most of my people. I'm just hoping we get a legendary weapon out of it. Because last time I believe we did it, we got like silver gauntlets or something. Maybe that was in a different playthrough, but either way, it was a legendary weapon. It was pretty meh from what I remember. Where is the thing chilling? Oh, it is all the way out here. Rusted gauntlets, silver gauntlets. Somehow I can't see. It's almost not even worth doing, and it's like I may as well just do a paralog quest instead. If it was actually like a legendary item or something, then sure, but like just for some silver gauntlets, like nah, fam. Felix or ingots and Raphael? I don't really think it matters, but we'll go ahead and go with Felix.
There you are. I was looking for you. I need a favor.
Hey, you and everyone else these days, Felix. It's unusual for you to ask for help.
Yes, it's an unusual favor. My father sent a messenger. He wants me to return to Fraldaria's territory.
Yeah, you know.
Rodrigo Sheila Fraldarius, the highest-ranking member of the Fargus nobility. But about the favor. You're familiar with the tragedy of Dusker?
Yeah, people tell me about it all the time.
After the king's death, public order disintegrated. Bandits continue to raid villages across the kingdom, including those within Fraldaria's territory. My father says he needs my help driving the bandits away. Precisely. Good guess. Perhaps I shouldn't pull you into this. It stems from my family's failure to secure the region. But honestly,
I'll take the
I want
free
to see you in
XP and
action.
items. We'll
I
do.
never tire of watching you fight. And it'll be much more interesting for you than the training ground. Or maybe this task, driving off bandits, seems dull to a former mercenary?
I mean, you're not wrong, but
Excellent.
hey, I'll take the
While
free
I'm at
items
it,
and
I have a
XP.
second favor to ask of you.
Oh,
Could
really?
you recruit more fighters? I bet there will be willing volunteers if you're the one inviting them. I'll set off on my own and meet up with you there.
Really, Felix? Already 2 favors, huh? We weren't even done with the first favor. Whatever. Alright. Let's see what we got going on here. We have to use Felix anyways, which I'm pretty sure if I remember correctly, it said that they were a mercenary, so he should be pretty well off then. Oh really, the same map again? Okay then. Do we really care about positioning? Not really. Should we care about it more than I do? Probably, but send it.
Struggling to defeat some bandits? What a pathetic old man my father is. Some villagers are trapped. Let's help them escape.
Felix, my son, you finally brought reinforcements.
Yeah. Better reinforcements than you, really. I don't know how I'm gonna save that villager all the way over there because if I remember the way last time it went, he ended up like just getting himself killed on whatever. So I guess in order to attempt to make that a reality, we're gonna have to just like warp you and just go as quick as humanly possible over there. Yeet. Alright, keep it moving. I might have a door key on me. I do not have a door key on me, so I'm gonna have to take this nerd out. Alright then. I really don't have anything to kill this guy. You're like just there enough to be an issue, huh? Nope. Alright, we got Silverlance Tempest. Ripped to my Silverlance usage, but we did get them out of the way. And now next turn, we should be able to deal with that a bit better. Annette, can you double this guy? You cannot. That's... If I had you, when I had you at the blue lines, you absolutely would have. Dorothea can mess everybody up, though.
Stay focused.
I think I have a march ring on myself, which is why we can move so much. I probably should be helping out all of the villagers, huh? I should have repaired my battalions as well, but that's okay. We'll be fine.
I'll go.
As you wish. I'm on it.
I forgot to assign more battalions again. Well, it's alright. We'll be fine. I still don't really want to use... my Levin sword. We're not even gonna get a kill off of it either. Just keep me with my silver sword for the time being. I probably need you to take out the brigands more than anything, Dorothea, so if you just want to snipe these guys out real quick.
You can't stop.
Sure, you know, just crit every time.
I won't go down so easily. I never could have pulled that off.
Yeah, except now, Annette can't attack right there.
Let us away.
Or flame. Alright, well, you know.
Oh, no.
Definitely could have positioned that better, basically. I think you're attacking a villager, in which case probably snipe you out. If only had a 3 range attack. You guys don't have defense, right? 7 defense? Yeah. 7 defense. Flame, surprisingly, has more defense. Anybody else that's able to attack him here? No. Alright then. I guess we'll just bring you two down here then, if you're not going to be able to do anything anyways over there. I shouldn't rescue you because then you could potentially get attacked. Linhardt will be fine though. Guy's using aura out here. Wow, he actually missed 2 79s in a row? How does that even happen? I still don't think I'm going to be able to save that villager over there. I mean, we made insane progress towards,
Can I go now?
towards it. The problem being is they tend to like getting themselves killed. I only need to save the villagers as well. I don't necessarily have to keep the knights alive. Oh, of course, now that dude's in the way. Although the church soldier should kill him off for me.
I'll bury you.
Oh, come on. Really? Please, speed for death. You're a paladin. How are you so slow?
Everything will be fine. Good people of this hamlet, escape while you can.
Don't tell them that and then show them right off. You missed. Oh my. Of course you would miss. Now the AI's gonna steal all my XP, except they can't even hit 70% accuracy.
It all comes down to this.
Bernadette. I need you to knock some people out of the way so I can actually get ahead.
Got him!
None of the villagers are hurt yet, so I don't necessarily need to heal. I probably could heal up the knights, but we don't necessarily need to. They just want us to save the villagers. Probably one of the weakest gambits you'll ever see, but hey, you know.
He pushed me too far.
At least he'll get him out of the way.
Can I go now?
Now, Ferndan, I need to get you down there, like, real fast, except everybody's chilling right here. What's your defense, like, 15? That's not even, like, fantastic either. Wow. My movement is so bad.
Can't afford to lose.
I could warp myself farther over there. Myself, I'm not as concerned about. Ferndan, a little more. That villager is more or less gonna be fine. Felix, you can go attempt to help out. Hubert, you're so slow, but at least you'll be able to get something done.
For Lady Edelgard.
Oh, okay. Can almost outright just kill him with the hand axe. Sylvain, you just keep making your way over. 14 damage. You're gonna run all the way over there just to attempt to gambit me, really? How much damage would you take from him alone? Yeah, that's a little much. I don't know about that. That's a little spooky. If I run you around this way, though, Silver Lance, you're really not gonna be able to double anybody. Destroy them? I'm working on it, man. If Ferndan, which you would think a paladin would have a little more than 15 defense, but apparently not. So, and a little concerned. Myself, though, I've got 13 defense, but I'm also meat. So, we can use my 11 sword just to make sure we kill off enough of them. Why not?
You fought well.
We got our 11 swords, so we can attack everybody. We're in the grass. We took another stronghold, so we don't have to worry about as many reinforcements. Our villagers are still trying to get themselves killed, though. You really hit that 32. Come on, man. That's 0% hit chance and double.
Ooh, that is that.
There we go. If they all get themselves killed on me, then they can't kill the villagers. You hit a 21?
As expected.
I'm missing like 70% and stuff, but they're out here hitting 21s and 32s. Like, yeah, okay. That's Fire Emblem, baby.
Let's see how they like this.
Well, didn't you just put yourself out of position? It'd be a shame if I, you know, took advantage of it.
That was nothing.
This AI is so terrible. Like, my reinforcements here are just not doing anything. Bandits calling in reinforcements? Oh no, I'm so scared. Anything but that. Oops. That's a lot of damage. Yes, please. If the villagers heal themselves, that's perfectly fine with me. That gives me more time to actually deal with everybody else. You really got 10% grit right there? I'm not complaining. Just, you really got that 10% grit though? Okay, you don't have to go stealing my XP now. I worked for that. my 11 sword die? No, did I just not... Did I counter that guy and just not see it? What? Oh. Well, good thing Hubert's got range, because otherwise he's being so slow right now. Can probably just kill you with the hand axe. I just gotta land one out of two. That's easy enough, right?
Witness my power.
Weakling.
Alright, now we don't have to worry about reinforcements from behind us. That's good. Sylvain, just keep him moving. Somebody's attacking my villager, and I refuse to allow it. Although I don't think I have much in the way of being able to do anything about it. Oh, Flame, you don't have physic yet, so I guess you can just go around healing people. Go ahead and gambit so that way I can get the other villager in on it.
Thank you.
Finally, alright, now we can start getting into priest, which is good because we were losing out on a lot of class XP because she stayed as just like a monk for so long. Definitely heal me up.
Well done.
Oh, there we go. Bernadetta, can you clear some people out of the way now? 40%? That's so bad. Can you snipe one of these guys over here? Can you free me to run over the deal with them? My hit goes down, so if I use the silk, 46%? I am gonna get attacked by that guy though. Ferndan's just taking on everybody over here.
Only a fool challenges me.
Put ourselves right there, so that way they're forced to attack Ferndan. Dorothea. Man, if only you could use dance on yourself. Oh boy. That's alright. We got physics we can throw out at the very least. Except I only have 3 people that can actually heal.
Thank you.
Okay, now what I was trying to do was trying to snipe somebody over the wall, but good. Now the villagers are more exposed. That'll go well. As for me, I guess I have to do things now, huh? Get out the way.
You didn't give it your all.
That was nothing.
He's really still trying. He's giving it his all. He's just, you know, that 0 damage putting in real work for him. B+ and lances, good enough. Once we get the A, we could probably just switch over, since like getting to S and anything doesn't seem to do all that well. Or at least for how long it takes to get S, it just generally doesn't feel worth it. At least for the magic, it wasn't. Like, for the white magic and the black magic, it was like a tome fair or whatever. Like an extra +5 when using tomes or something like that, which was pretty meh. I don't want to waste my Sword of the Creator. So maybe I'll just let them just freely attack me. I don't know. Doesn't sound like the greatest of ideas.
Back to the fray.
Alright, Bernadette, go ahead and knock some of these guys out of the way.
Anywhere I can hide.
You can take him out. This assassin, how do we want to work on this guy here? You can really double me, huh? I'll take the gambit, and then if he attacks me, we should just kill him. In which case, I'll take care of another stronghold. Still gotta get this mage out of the way, because that villager is about to get himself killed on him, and I can't do much to stop him either. Good. Although if I can bait everybody over here that attack me instead, pretty sure I can't even kill him with the Sword of the Creator. How am I not fast enough to make that happen? My left sword's about to die. Although if I switch to my silver sword, I won't be able to attack, and then maybe they'll be more interested in actually attacking me. Okay. Not what I was trying to do there. And now you're just too slow, Sylvain. You're finally out of the woodwork, so now you can start doing something. Who am I forgetting? Guard all the way in the back, and Huber. Yeah, you two are pretty much done for the rest of the fight. Like, you guys are just too slow to catch up. Flame, just spam rescue. Oh, if I can rescue some of the villagers, I can get them out of the way. Naturally, I'm one spot off from being able to at least save one of them from taking damage. That guy's lucky that space healed him, otherwise he'd be dead. That villager's probably just dead. There's really, yeah, no. Well, wasn't able to save all the villagers, so I'm not going to get the extra large bullion, but that's okay. I never expect to be able to save all of them, mostly just because that one's so far out of position. Like, even with warps and, like, paladin movement, we still really weren't able to get over there in time. Maybe if I had a Pegasus Knight or a Falcon Knight, maybe, but if it's just only one villager that dies there, then I'm fine with it, because usually that one always dies there. I have yet to be able to save that one. If Warp was like old Warp and had a basically infinite range, then that would have worked out. Our curve shot is just enough to kill this guy off. Nice. If I didn't have Ferdinand mess with the assassin so much up there, maybe I would have been able to save that last. I missed an 83. I missed an 83. Okay, game. Whatever you say. That you're only delaying the inevitable. How am I this slow to where I can't even double this guy?
No hesitation.
Oh, okay. You know, if you just wanted to crit him in the first place, so I didn't even have to consider using Grounder, that would have been great, but alright. Alright, so we're gonna end up only losing one villager, which still means we're not getting the full reward, which is unfortunate. But overall, still not a bad paralog. Just keep throwing heals out there for the free experience. At least if Annette had heal right now, then we could get her started on Get to Gramarye, but she just doesn't. I don't even know why I'm moving everybody else. Like, this man should just about be dead right here. Yeah, skip their movement. Nobody needs to see one. 43% chance. Really? Alright, go ahead and take it, I guess. Oh, and just anybody but Ferdinand could get that kill. I see how it is.
That should do it.
Thank you so much for your assistance.
You saved most of the I saved everybody but one. Why you gotta say it like most as if I didn't get all of them? Budao's not bad. Large Boolean. Would have preferred extra large Boolean, but still not bad.
We are grateful. I doubt those bandits will stop anytime soon. But at least this village is safe. This village was important to the late king. If we hadn't saved it,
Roderick almost feels like he should be in Lord of the Rings. Like, is that just me? Like, I don't know what it is. Just like, the face and like just
We
the
were
general
protecting your
attitude
subjects,
and
not
whatnot
your
makes me
ego.
feel like he should be a
I don't
Lord
give
of the
damn as
Rings
to whether
character.
You can bring yourself to face a dead king.
I will not tolerate such language from you.
I came here to hone my blade and to save innocent people. I suppose if I had died, you would say the same thing you did after Glenn's death. He died like a true knight. I have nothing more to say. I'm going back.
I'm sorry you had to see that. He's been that way for 4 years now. I don't suppose you'd care to hear about it.
Not in the slight. Oh, okay. Well, I guess we're listening.
I lost a son in the tragedy of Dusker. Felix's older brother, Glenn.
I've been able to piece
this
that
day,
together,
I'm proud of
yes.
Glenn. He gave his life to protect Prince Dimitri. If he had abandoned his highness and fled, I don't know that I could have forgiven him. I would have been deeply ashamed. But no one would have been more ashamed than Glenn himself. It was in his nature to be noble and true. As a knight serving the royal family, his duty was to be loyal to the end, even if it meant his life. If he had abandoned that duty and survived the incident, there's no way he could have lived on in peace. Felix can't understand that. He's young and foolish. Of course, I understand his sentiment, to some extent. It all comes down to, well, a difference of opinion. So that's how you feel about it. How fortunate Felix is to have met someone like you. There's nothing as heartening as having someone around who really understands you. He's an odd boy, thick-headed in some ways, but he's my son all the same. I'm glad he has you to look after him.
Well, I had to pull some strings to make it happen, but hey, we got Felix into the house. I'll take it. Absolutely destroyed. There was really no problems in these paralogs. I don't imagine the next ones will be much of a problem either. But I mean, they might throw something weird into the mix that I just misplay on. Which I can never rule out, sadly, knowing myself. Instruction time. Oh, Dorothea. Perfect. You're getting Meteor. Like, we're making this happen. I want Meteor already. Of course, you only get one Meteor because you're a dancer and not a warlock, but I can live with that. At least having access to it is, like, good enough. For the rest of you, Bernadetta, keep getting that horseback riding up, because I want a bow knight. I have to at least test them out to see if they're actually worthwhile or not.
Thanks for the help.
So close. You might get B off of that. You're pretty much, like, done with everything, Petra. Like, you're an assassin. Like, there's really, I don't think there's much more for me to do for you. Yeah, but you got the most we can work with, so just go ahead and get your bow up more.
Your god.
Felix, well, we could get your hidden talent and turn you into Mortal Savin again. Which, I mean, you did get Thor on and stuff, so it's not like it was bad by any means.
What? This could be you.
1 star, really? And that, I need you to at least learn to heal.
I learned.
At least if we could get another healer into the mix, that'd be nice. Well, I guess you got the most for me to work with here. You're not, like, really a mage. Like, I started to build ingots on my blue, or on my golden deer playthrough. And he's got access to, Blizzard and whatnot.
I feel like
And I have yet to have anybody that's had access to the Blizzard line of magic, so I'm interested to see where it leads off to. Since everybody else, like, I've seen us go to Excalibur, I've seen Meteor, I've seen Bolting, I've yet to see, like, Blizzard magic. Become a Swordsmaster? Sure. Anything but Brawling. Brawling was fun to play with a bit, but it really just did not translate into the end game well. We get it, and it's your
I've decided
painter.
on the composition. That's right. The composition for my next paint. Wait, Professor? How long have you been standing there? You haven't been watching me, have you?
You know, for like a minute.
I misspoke. Did I say painting? I meant to say,
We get it, you're a nerd, you can paint.
Well, I've thought for a while that it might be nice to paint the scenery here. The contours of that tree, set against the stark shapes of the faraway peaks. Of course, I only paint after I've finished my chores. I'd never put my art before my responsibilities. My studies are paramount. I shall always uphold my duties as a student of the Officers' Academy. Whereas art is a hobby of mine, you might say. Everyone has hobbies, right? I'm
You
sure
know,
you
you should
have one.
probably talk to Lorenz about it. I'm sure he'd be happy to have you. Hobbies? None.
Oh,
Absolutely
well, perhaps
not.
it's different for you, Professor. But it's perfectly normal for people to have hobbies. Reading, for instance, or fishing, or taking midday naps. For me, it's
I
making
can't
art.
help but feel like you,
Hobbies are
mention
healthy.
somebody without
They're a good way
mentioning
of relieving
somebody
stress.
there.
You might consider taking up a hobby, Professor. Anything to clear your mind. Think about it. It's much easier to focus if you're feeling refreshed.
I'm
There
already
isn't
a
a rule
professor.
against
That's
hobbies, is there?
enough
If
of
you
a
tell me to
hobby
stop,
for
I'll
me,
stop.
thank you.
I shall never again put brush to canvas.
That's not what I'm saying. Paint however much you want. I do
It's okay
not
for
care.
me to paint? Well, I mean, if you're sure. But really, it's nothing more than a little diversion, a frivolous pastime. I think I ought to go back to my quarters now, if it's all the same to you.
Alright, I'll take the motivation boost at the very least. Can I get one of the other two ladies? Oh, I don't know, decide they want to join. Okay, Felix has got a support conversation
I
too.
thought I heard someone. Are you here to train?
Always.
Care to train with me?
I don't know, did
Waving
you
the
get
sword around
good?
alone is boring. And I'm tired of crossing swords with worthless opponents. But you seem like a worthy adversary.
Sure, why not?
I've always been interested in your technique.
I'm just like a guy,
I
man.
learned from
I
the former
don't know what
captain
to
of
do.
the Knights of Seros.
You're thinking
and
real
traveled Fódlan fighting as a
too
mercenary.
hard about this.
On top of that, you wield a hero's relic, the legendary sword
Oh,
of the
right. I
Creator.
barely ever use the
Sparring
sword of the
partners like you
creator.
don't grow on trees.
I'm always like, I need to save
But
it,
know
and
that
then
I will
I
beat you,
maybe
and
use
I
it
will
like 5
surpass your
times throughout the
strength.
entire game. And most of it is to kill the Death Knight, so...
I never really thought about that. I learned to thrust a sword before I learned to write my name. Of course, my upbringing wasn't unique. That's how it is for all children in my country. You're no use if you can't swing a sword, however mighty your crest may be. It was the perfect environment for me. I could live free of stodgy values and virtues. Grow strong so you may live, and live to grow stronger. That's what I was taught.
It sounds like you should be in an anime more than in Fire Emblem, but... Sure, you remind me of myself, maybe.
Now I'm intrigued by your fighting style, and by who you really are.
I wish I
But
could
that's
tell
enough
you
idle
myself,
chatter.
but I just don't.
Take out your sword. My mind is emptied of all but the thrill of the challenge.
Getting all these free motivation boosts, I need them, man. Keep doing all these fights and then never anything to get the motivation
Look,
back
Professor, we did great.
up. You're really gonna hit B riding? Really? Well, you should get it right here anyways. Annette's learning writing and... Oh no, I was looking at Sylvain. I'm like, wait a minute. Okay, there we go. That makes at least a little more sense. Why authority, though? Like, you really don't... You really just don't. Alright, we got plenty more paralogs to do, so why not? Do we need to change our class for anybody? I think a dark seal for you. No, you're bishop. Casper, we're not using you. Dorothea, you're dancer. Petra, you're an assassin. Felix, you're still 19. Sylvain's still 19. Annette, still 19. Higgins is still 19. Flade, you finally hit 20. Become a bishop already. 65% chance. Never tell me the odds. Easy. Come on, plus 20 defense. Plus 3, I'll take it. And the speed. Because you're you're just so slow, Flame. So very, very slow. But you got like infinite resistance, so there's that. Death toll? Don't mind if I do. Alright, this one might be a little more difficult. Although I guess I didn't have access to Raphael there, so he shouldn't be too bad off. And then ingots exist, I guess.
So basically we just gotta defeat their leader, right? Then why don't we approach from... that won't work at all. Horses won't fit through there. I can't figure this out. I give up.
So Raphael's every Fire Emblem player when it's their first time playing the game? Got him. That would totally be me, though, like when I first started playing Fire Emblem. Just like not even thinking about it. Just kill the leader, right? What could go wrong? And they get ambushed and everybody killed.
I need to speak with you.
Ignatz, you alright?
I received a letter from my brother back home. There's some disturbing news. Monsters have been attacking merchants within the Alliance territories.
That happens all the time. I mean, that's how my parents died, so...
Raphael, I didn't mean to bring up such a sensitive topic in your presence.
Hey, don't worry about that. Come on, let's hear the
He
rest
seems
of it.
to be pretty alright about
Very well.
it. So,
These
I think
attacks
you're
seem to be focused on
good.
specific merchants. Those who are traveling from the territory of House Gloucester to the Regan Dukedom. Merchants traveling in the opposite direction, from Regan to Gloucester, don't suffer nearly as many attacks.
That doesn't make any sense. Someone's got to deal with those monsters, though.
Agreed. At this rate, my father and brother can't conduct business without risking their lives. Professor, could you assist me? I need your help exterminating these creatures.
Yeah, I'll do it. I need more
I'm not learning anything in a
beast
classroom.
materials
You're gonna
anyways
go,
for
right,
when we
Professor?
eventually
Don't you
get
wanna help these
the
folks?
legendary weapons. Then we'll actually be able to forge them for once.
Yeah.
I think I've
knew you
forged
couldn't
maybe
resist.
one legendary
Thank you
weapon
so
so
much,
far
Professor.
out of
And
like
Raphael,
all our
I
playthroughs.
can't begin to express my gratitude.
I don't know, like I've always been able to kill the beast before like being able to break the shields enough to where it actually drops the materials needed. In which case I could never get enough materials to get the other ones, or to get the other legendary weapons they drop, although if you're already killing them that quickly, I guess you don't really need those other weapons because you're already killing them quick enough. Alright, what's our setup look like here? Right, Raphael's gonna get forced into this, which is not the greatest. Bernadette and Ned are out, except they're Jukins, so that's okay. Ingots. Right, that was me trying to play some out of there. Yep. This, which I don't remember. Resistance? Absolutely give that to myself. My resistance is not where it needs to be. My 11 sword's basically dead until I repair that. Wow, I have so many of these I should have used on myself already. I imagine everybody does this, right? Like every stat boosting item you just throw on yourself, or maybe like your favorite character that isn't yourself. and then you just become like unkillable and and just do whatever you want because you're just so overly static. Give me the speed wing. Even though somebody like Plane or something could probably use it better, although I'm not exactly doubling that much myself either, so maybe I do need it more than I think. The extra 4 strength by the time we get both these energy drops is going to be pretty nice. I'll take the extra XP as well, or the extra HP I should say. Should probably replace my weapon sword. I think I have access. I got access to another 2. Okay, good. Ingots, let's give you a better bow here. Assuming we have one even ready for you, which we don't really. Steel bow? I guess we're alright with just an iron bow. Take that bullion off your hands. Yes, go ahead and give you a killing edge. And a silver sword, and then you're pretty much good. Take your bullion as well. Go ahead and have a silver lance. Go ahead and have a killer lance. Eldegard, you're more or less good, although your iron sword's almost dead. Man, your sword is not going up high enough. We've been having you use your sword forever to just not really get anything out of it. The staff, magic attack range +1, probably worth it. I should be giving people that experience gem. In which case, who do we want to have the experience gem? You got an advanced seal for us. Probably people that need the experience should have it, huh? You're behind in that, so we'll go ahead and give you the experience gem since you're already on somebody. As for getting people's stuff up faster, that should be the knowledge gem, in which case we could give it the Eldegard, although she has the accuracy ring and she kind of needs it. Hubert's not holding anything, so sure, why not? Everybody gets something. Increases attack like 3, or gets your knowledge up quicker, probably that. You for your extra heals would not be bad. Yeah. Why do you have a healing stack? That's just a little weird, Ferdinand. Go ahead and take this goddess ring instead. Everybody got an equip item on them. Sylvain doesn't. Alright, well, we got a lucky winner then. Go ahead and take this goddess ring. Everybody else is more or less ready. As for our setup, what are we looking for here? This isn't too bad. How are we looking on this side? You're chilling right there, although I think you're forced right there. Probably move you right here. Eldegard, we could probably move you farther up. This is more or less okay. This fight could be a little tricky because of the beast, but other than that, it shouldn't be too bad.
Monsters! Be gone! Look, the monsters are attacking those merchants again.
Looks like there's some humans mixed in
Keep
there.
forgetting to repair my
Maybe they're
battalions
joining the
and then
monsters.
even applying
They are.
battalions, even though
Do you
we're
think we
getting
just have to take out the leader?
rewarded so many battalions through the
Let's get
paralogs,
started,
which I should
before
be
it's too
using,
late.
but I keep forgetting to do. Ow.
The merchants could probably escape, but we gotta get rid of those enemies who are blocking the path.
It would make sense.
Look, a drawbridge. We can use that to cross, but we'll need to lower it first.
I probably should have put Linhardt over here to have him warp so I could get over
Stay
there
focused.
faster, but we do have a march ring on us, so we're not exactly slow by any means.
As expected.
Let us away.
Link, you bully people, you can. That a little bit of a speed buff was just enough for you to be able to
brother
do
will be
things.
pleased.
Love to see it. Hebert, can you snipe this heavy guy? You can not. You will get hit. No, Angus would get hit.
Thank you.
That's okay.
I'm on it.
Do you have Night Kneeler? You should have Night Kneeler. Yeah. Night Kneeler with the Silver Lance? That's really not enough to kill? Alright, well. It is quite a good amount of damage, though.
Ready anytime.
If I gave you a steel bow, it would have been enough to make sure that killed. If I had used Break Shot before and then had Sylvain attack, you would have killed. Alright, a little bit of a misplay there. It won't really matter. I might take a little bit of damage, but he's still going to be dead at the end of the day. Eldegar, you can pretty much do whatever you want. Because you're you.
Your defeat was inevitable. I'm getting...
Yeah, if you could hit C rank already on your swords, that'd be great. So we can provoke the beast. We can't get far enough down there to make it happen. I don't want to use Thoron for that. Come on, man. That's just a waste.
Winning's always nice.
Dorothea, you're not exactly tanky, but also, like, what are they gonna do to you? Alright, this is enough to trigger the beast, which I'll live through just because you have enough HP to make it happen. And we do have the javelin out, so even if it does attack, we'll be able to counterattack it, more or less. 20 damage, though, huh? That'd be 27, and I have 38. Okay, so no matter what, I still live there, and I've got a physic, in which case we can just throw that over there as well. I put him in range of a sniper. That's okay, because there's no way he kills him. So. Raphael, not really gonna care, although I'd rather him not get targeted by the beast over there, which I hopefully did not just activate.
Should I have held back?
They're just gonna get themselves killed with my main character over there, which is fine with me. We knew we were gonna take that damage. That should be fine.
Let the lesson begin.
Oh, that one.
Farewell.
We knew we were gonna get hit there. That's a nice dodge by him, though. Good dodge. Everybody's out here trying it.
You are not.
You're even weak to lances, and you're still getting coming in here. Hell, when you do that damage.
Enlightenment.
I also lost my chance of being able to get you. That's great. At least we got the goddess rings or whatever on people now, so our healing situations aren't as bad. Nice, because you are a priest now. Now you're able to cast Rescue as much. And Rescue gives a lot of experience, just for reasons. Go ahead and lower the bridge so we can start getting these guys out of here. And then I'll make sure more or less more of them will get through. What's the attack range on you here? Okay, you're still out of range of those guys, so that'll work. Now that could be a bit of a problem. As it always is with dealing with the beast. Yeah, I'd rather not aggro the other beast just yet, so let's not say we did.
Failure is not an option.
As for this, I don't even have my gambit, so I can't even force him to be focused. Raphael, you got HP. You also have a gambit. Okay, good. Gambit this, man.
We'll work together.
Catches aggro, so that way we don't have to worry too much about him. Well, preferably have been in the forest, so this way that wouldn't have been as bad. But now he's forced to use it right there. 17 for 76 is still kind of a lot. I can put myself right here, which is still enough. I really have to use Meteor from right here to make it happen? Alright. For a beast, fair enough. I'll use Meteor for a beast. Felix, you're out of range of his baby rage, so you can go ahead and take this kill for free.
Too easy.
We can hit and run with you, so this won't be as bad. You can... Oh, you can just outright kill him. Okay. Well, I can't use Tempest. Can I use Nightgale? Of course, I'm one off. Are you serious? I'm really one off to not be able to make this happen. Nah, oh, really? Fine. Except he would kill me. Well, that's kind of a problem, huh? You wouldn't kill with wind. You'd be real close. Unless I get a crit? Nope. Alright. Yeah, that's gonna hurt. And now you can kill. Of course, my Silver Lance had to have one use less. Otherwise, I wouldn't have even had to take that damage with Linhardt. But I believe he has my healing gambit, so we'll get a decent amount of heals out. We also don't really have to worry about the villagers anymore. Like, they're basically saved. Of course, we kind of blocked them off a bit. Our prayer rings are activating. That's good. The wolf would attack me from right there? Alright, that's a little ridiculous. We could just have Flame Span Rescue out here, so that way we can start getting these villagers out of the way. There, you're free. Get out of here already. Alright, that's everybody free on that side.
I'd like to take it easy.
Now, it's really just you two that need heals, huh? Alright, well now it's really just yourself. Which we can heal you over time thanks to your passive, but Dorothea also has heals, so that'll work.
Helpful.
They definitely made the Dancer class better in this game, which is nice. Not to say it wasn't good in the other Fire Emblems, but it's definitely better in this one than it was in the others.
I am Ferdinand von Iron.
We'll leave you there for now. They're just gonna let us heal and get all the villagers out for free, so may as well let it happen, right?
Battle.
If these forests just wasn't here, I'd be able to get through much easier. But that would make it too easy, so naturally, can't allow that. You want to be able to kill. What's your defense at? 17? You actually have a lot of defense for just being a Cavalier. Tempest will make sure that we get the kill.
You're out of luck.
And then if we move you right here... Oh wow, the one spot that's just enough to make sure you don't get attacked. Beautiful. I am in cover. I don't really see it going too terribly. We could use our Levin Sword just to deal with some of these guys. Although the archers are more or less just going to hang out in a position where I can't hit them. But I can bait everybody's fire in there. In which case we can finally start moving you a little bit. Although all the mages are going to focus me if I do that. That's not great. Where are you going? 0% chance to hit. That's what you like to see. I can put you, I think, like right here, and then I can have Dorothy dance. And then I can have you to at least take out one of the mages. At least you better be able to take out one of the mages. Yep, that'll work.
Only a fool challenges me.
And then we have Kanto, so we can run back in here. So we got a little bit of defense on us. I can start moving Eldegard in for a little bit. Linhardt, you could warp, but we don't really need you to. Felix, you could just chill for the time being. It should be just you guys for the most part left. Flame, you could just keep spamming rescue again, just for the XP and the usage on the white magic there, so we can get you the A at some point, in which case you should learn Fortify, if I remember correctly. And Fortify is really strong. So. Nobody can hit my main character now. Like, not even the beast could hit him.
Splendor of nobility. Luck is always on my side.
Ripped my silver lance, but it did what it needed to do.
Watch and learn.
Dodge tanking for the win.
That was nothing.
These guys are out. Our max reward is secured. Now it's just actually living through this fight. Easier said than done at some points, but we'll make it happen. I know you can tank the beast because you're relatively tanky, so you go ahead and gambit it. And then because it's gonna baby rage, it's gonna hit this guy in the back too. We could probably just straight up kill him though. Although you don't have your silver lance anymore, but even still, you should do quite a bit of damage.
Yeah.
Can you kill him with Thoron? You can. If I use a quicker magic, can you kill him? Oh yeah. 28% chance to hit. Try me.
I won't go down so easily.
Alright, Dorothea just doing Dorothea things. AKA she just doesn't care about anything, will destroy everybody because she feels like. Raphael, I don't really want to feed you XP because I'm not going to benefit from it. So, no thanks. Can we pull Hubert over here? Hubert, you're so sick. Really, I'm one spot away from being able to do so. Come on, man. Now you're just being ridiculous. Out of the way, nerd.
Should I have held back?
I'm loving the hustle. Oh, we're always out here hustling. 36% chance. Alright. You live for now.
Be gone.
Although ingots might actually just be able to snipe you. 48% chance. Although if we use a curve, 78, we'll take those. You'll probably end up getting attacked by somebody. What are the chances they do 33 damage though? Not very likely. And I could probably pull Hubert over here to just take him out for you. I'm one spot off. That's unfortunate. They're not even willing to attack Hubert. They're like, nah, I think I'm good. They're not even willing to attack ingots. They're just gonna straight up try and gambit him. I don't have a hand axe for you in this playthrough. In my Golden Deer playthrough, Raphael's been doing pretty well with... I just gave him like a hand axe and told him to have fun.
Don't blame me.
You're not hit that with a 25% chance. Okay. Really? Pulling out the wombo combos out here. Pulling out the wombo combos. Wait a minute. Something ain't right. Alright, Eldegard lived. Okay, good. That certainly wasn't Falco, but we lived. Yeah. I don't... Oh, I had double with Felix? Oh, you're so good. I mean, I guess he is the mercenary. You're really gonna live unless I use another combat art. Come on, okay? I'll have durability for this.
The mark of nobility.
Think this through.
She could kill him. Well, I still have physics, so I can even still throw her at people. I don't know if I want to give her the kill, though. Blaine, you need some free kills.
My brother will be pleased.
You're already almost seeing reason? Like, you just... It feels like you just learned to win, but you're already almost at C. Healer, you're already, for more or less, leveled up. 21, 19, 22. Throw a restore in here so everybody can actually move again.
I will prevail.
What's your sword at? You're just barely B+ on it. They really did not want you to learn the sword. Hey, Clyde and Dimitri had a real easy time using the sword. I'm not sure why it's taking you so much longer to learn it, but that's okay. Bench.
You worked hard for nothing.
Alright, as soon as we got rid of those beasts, I was like no longer concerned. Those beasts could definitely be a problem sometimes. Like if they ever land their powered up attack and then you just get caught in it. Even if it doesn't kill you, like just being caught in it and then not being able to move could be like a death sentence. You can't double this speed? Ah, right. I'm willing to take that damage. He still wants to attack me. Oh, because I can't attack him back, right? The AI generally prefers to attack anybody that can't attack back. It said it was going to attack my main character, and then he decided Sylvain. Which is fine either way. Like, I'm not really concerned about him dying. Mostly because he's at full HP.
I get things done.
You're almost 20. You can almost start doing things. You gotta get some more speed on Sylvain. The fact that he isn't able to double, like, anything ever is kind of ridiculous.
What do you think you're doing? Don't get in the
well,
way
that
of
was
our
clearly meant to hit the healer that was at 1 HP, but sure. Yeah, whatever. I guess we could do the, like, 6 damage or whatever. That it's gonna... I mean, it's 12 damage. It's not, like, that damage. But also, that was meant to, you know, kill the healer over there, but that's okay.
Thanks so much.
Make sure we spam some more flame abilities so that way we get that XP going. Make sure to spam some more Linhardt abilities.
Well done.
Just get whatever XP we can get out of this.
You're a big help.
I want to be all I can.
You had such good stats, Dorothea. It doesn't matter, like, what playthrough I get. Dorothea always just has good stats.
That is that.
Eldegard, you want to take this? Preferably with the sword, so that way you get XP. Easy.
I'm not looking forward to telling the Count.
Looks like we took care of him.
What makes you think you're gonna be able to tell him? You look
That
pretty
man
dead
mentioned the
over
Count.
there, but I guess we
What could
let
Count
him.
Gloucester have to do with all this?
Ferdinand? Yeah, that would make sense. I've had some fights where, like, I would kill the Death Knight, and then they would, with, I don't know, like the last time I killed the Death Knight, I used, like, Thesia to kill him with Luna.
Thank you so
And
much.
then
We're
they
safe
gave
now, and it's all due to
MVP
your
to somebody
efforts.
else, and it was like,
I
are you
can't bear to
serious?
think what might have happened if you hadn't shown up.
Yay! A happy ending for everyone.
If you don't mind me asking, were you headed to the Regan Dukedom?
We were. We traveled around the Alliance selling our wares. I heard this route was dangerous, but...
Dangerous, you say? Are you referring to the recent cases of merchants being attacked on that route?
That's right. We can't turn a profit without going to Deirdre. I don't know what Count Gloucester's thinking.
I had a feeling it might be. You're certain?
Looks that way. I think he's unhappy with merchants contributing to House Regan's wealth. It seems like he's been at odds with them forever. They say even the previous Duke Regan's death...
Was that the Count's fault too?
It's only a rumor, but it was Count Gloucester himself who lured the late Duke Regan out. If I recall correctly, he invited the Duke to his estate to strike a deal on some
Sounds like a
valuable
swell
art
guy,
pieces.
just killing off
I believe the
two
Duke brought a
dukes
pair of
now?
merchants with him to assess the pieces in question, but... Alas, it seems those merchants lost their lives alongside him. A terrible misfortune. I wish these nobles wouldn't get us common folk mixed up in their feuds. You came from Garreg Mach, right? I'll send some wares your way as thanks for all your help.
Oh, baby, free gear? Don't mind if I do. Although we have pretty good
Yeah,
gear as is.
That was my ma and pa.
We don't have anything forged, but I
My
never
parents received the
forge
request
weapons
initially,
in this
but
game. It just never
they had
feels
other
worth
business.
it.
They recommended
It's
Raphael's
relatively
parents as
expensive, and
substitutes.
like the durability
We could
goes
never have
so
imagined.
fast with combat arts and whatnot.
Yes, he's Lawrence's father.
Okay, okay. That's enough of that. It's just a rumor, right? So who cares? Even if it's true, that's our parents' business. It's got nothing to do with us.
But you...
You got no idea what really happened, right, Ignatz? And I bet Lawrence doesn't know either. The way I see it, it was monsters that killed my parents. They died in an accident. I got no reason to hate anyone or blame somebody else for their deaths. I don't have time for that. I got my little sis to worry about instead.
Raphael...
Now that that's settled, let's head back. What do you think that merchant's gonna send us? I hope it's food.
He's a good guy.
Yes, he really is.
Extra large bullion, perfect, short axe, good damage, short spear, good damage, killer bow, about time. I think this is like one of the first, maybe like only killer bows we end up getting. And go ahead and do this for our renown. After this fight, we'll probably call it there for this stream, and then we'll pick up the next mission on the next stream. A little bit of a shorter stream, although I'm trying to keep them around the, like, 3 hours or so. Mostly just for Twitch analytics and whatnot, which I'd rather not do, but at least if we can hit, like, affiliate and whatnot, and I can start getting emotes out to you guys and stuff, I'd like to be able to see that happen. So unfortunately, because of that, we gotta do it the way that it is, in which case we gotta prioritize numbers, at least for a little bit, in order for us to hit affiliate. That way we can get emotes, and then we can do all this extra stuff for you guys. Well, until that time, shouldn't really matter how we do this. I think everybody's gear is like mostly dead though.
Is that thanks a bunch?
Man, that's expensive. It is silver gear though.
Is
And then
that
that's not
thanks a
expensive.
bunch?
Iron axe, you keep that. Your silver lance though,
Is
definitely
that
repair
thanks
that.
a bunch?
Javelin's fine. Everything else for the most part is pretty well fine. My 11 sword at some point I'll repair that. Killing edge, I've got multiple right now, so I don't necessarily need to repeal it. Spear lance is meh. Hand axe, I should probably fix
Is
that.
that the one? Thanks a bunch.
I do remember I had to fix a bunch of bows, if I remember. Yeah.
Is that
Alright.
thanks a bunch?
Although we probably have a lot of storage that I don't even,
Come back.
that I probably should just be switching out, but here we are. Rapier, good enough. Ingots, why are you in here? Put a net back in here. Everybody else said I didn't want in here. Nah, this is fine. Petra, at some point we should probably add you back in, but for the time being. Your stuff is good. Preferably we could get you guys at least another kill or something, so that way we can get you upgraded. Everybody else has got items and whatnot. I think this is fine. Set up. We could put you first, but it really won't matter. Mages for days. Eldegarde's over there, which is a little out of the way, but that's okay.
Let us away.
Can you still double plane? I imagine you can. Yeah. That priest upgrade was real nice. I just need that speed upgrade because your speed was absolutely horrible before
They
then.
say.
You can still take damage, but you're also flaming, so you have Nosferatu if need be.
I'm on it.
And I could throw Sylvain in front of you, so you'll be alright. They don't have any cavalry killers, so that's not an issue. Physic. Don't really
Here
need
goes.
that.
That's my cue.
Felix, get in there. Ferdinand, you're gonna be able
I
to
am
tank
Ferdinand
everything.
von
If
Arch.
anything, Eldegarde, get in the way. What weapon do we need to upgrade for you? Axes, preferably, so that way we can at least get the feet. Steel axe, I can't double anybody. My mace I can double, but I can't even kill with it. Just go ahead and go with the steel. Eldegarde,
I will
you're not going to be
prevail.
able to get in the way, but you should. Felix should be okay. He's relatively quick, so he should only get singled at most, really. Dorothea, you can just do whatever you want. Because you can just destroy everyone. It just doesn't matter what they do.
Should I have held back?
I could warp a net just so that way she actually gets in the fight in time, and then if anything, I could just have him keep throwing physics out there for when we need it. I don't know if you're doubling. You're still like a regular mage. With wind, yes. Alright, that'll work.
Oh, thank goodness.
Once we get you up to a warlock, that should give you the speed that you need. We do have meteor available to us again, so we could just like absolutely nuke somebody. Sure, get out of the way.
You were wide open.
Just setting up all the free kills for Flame right there. And then if I can bring a net over there to pick up some extra XP.
Winning's always nice.
Can you not feed
All
Dorothea
roses
all
have
the
thorns.
XP? She's already quite leveled ahead as is. If you would just, you know, stop feeding her all the XP, that'd be great. Go ahead and take your free XP. You got hit by 3 right there? Alright, we'll just leave you right there then.
Can't afford to lose.
Man, that magic stat, you're just a mage too. You're not even a warlock yet, and you got that high.
How humiliating.
I prevailed.
What are the chances you really care about anything? Probably not. I mean, you got quite a bit of HP there.
Be gone.
And then I can even block the way off through some of it. Perfect. Felix, can you take this kill and hit 20 already?
Too easy.
You need like 2 more kills or so? I can't double you, huh? You can double me if I use the Haydex? Oh, that little bit's covering it. Dorothea could probably snipe him. Yeah, you're the boss. Alright then. Smash is just not enough. 24% chance to crit. Pretty up there, though. How much usage? Try for the crit. Hey. Easy.
You are nothing.
Got 26 HP. That's probably good enough. I could dance, so then I could have you attack again. Could dance and have him come back. It just, I got Linhardt out here, so we could throw Dorothea heal, and then she won't be in any danger. They're never getting more than 1 attack off on her. Pretty good level overall. You'd snipe the mage. That'd be like maybe the one character I'd be concerned about, mostly for my other riders here than anything. Oh, really? I can't double you with the one? Alright, well, we should be able to use anything else in double. Really? He's fast enough for that? Okay, if you say so.
You were wide open.
I really believe you did, but alright.
What's next?
Whoops. Yeah, not the greatest there. At least you got strength in the mix. That's something. Everybody just spam all the abilities you need. They're on the heels out there.
I owe you one.
Somebody needs a heal? Alright, go ahead and take it.
Back to the fray.
I just leveled your 20, so we can finally upgrade you a bit. Fish for the crit? No crit. Alright. 25% chance. What can I really expect out of that? Hubert, you're not as high a level. You're basically about the same, but we'll give you the chance.
For Lady Edelgard.
Alright, good enough. Dorothea, that's not surprising. Dorothea might even be stronger than my main character at this point. She just does work. course, we gotta do a little bit of instruction beforehand. Not that we have many people to instruct left at this point, with how little motivation everybody has at this point.
Never.
Which I feel like you should at least get a little bit of motivation for everybody doing battles, considering, you know, you won against 2-3 times the amount of people you have, but alright. Really off by one, come on, yeah?
Well, that... It was nothing. Of course... It was...
There's that second star. Come on, get that third star. Nope, alright. Figured that was probably gonna be the case. Ingots... I gotta see where the blizzard line leads, really. I believe the last one is called Fimbolter, something along those lines. We're getting a lot of perfects for it. Sylvain, I guess we'll go ahead and take yours. Might be able to finish Axis for you. No, that's... And well, I don't remember if you get fortification. You might. Alright, just keep giving me all those perfects. Casper, or Hanneman? I'll take Hanneman. I think you learn Excalibur at the end because you're through the wind line, but maybe you learn something different. Focus on reason that excels a warlock? Absolutely. If one of the other two ladies that I got all the support levels from would ever like to join us, that'd be great, but it doesn't seem like that's gonna be happening.
I think I...
You're being horses. You should be close to being able to become a bow knight. Really, you could have hit 8+ off of that. Come on now.
I feel like I get it now.
You've done me a great service.
Free renown. Supports and whatnot, we'll leave it for next stream. That way we got something else to do. And then we'll have the big fight right after this. So. Anyways, that's where we're going to call it here for today. So, !socials. There's my Twitter right there. Go ahead and follow that if you haven't already. It's just another area that you could stay updated on anything, such as when I'm going to be streaming, if I'm going to be streaming that day, hopefully what time I'd be streaming. I want to be able to do it, but with people coming over to see the house and whatnot every day, it makes it hard to plan around that, considering they can basically set up an appointment whenever. So having consistent schedule, at least at the moment, is something that's not really going to happen for a while, sadly, which hurts a little bit. But I try to get them in where I can at the very least. So there's that. So definitely follow me over there on Twitter if you want to make sure already. You're already followed on Twitch though, so you're good. Beneath that is my YouTube channel, which is an archive of my Twitch channel, which has just about every stream that we've ever done on there, which is about a good 700 hours worth of content or so. So if you're liking the stuff so far, definitely check that out. Some games you can see over there. We've got Resident Evil. I've got basically everything on it. I've got 0 through 8, including Code Veronica and Revelations 1 and 2, so pretty much everything. If you're a Souls-like fan, I've got Dark Souls 1, 2, and 3 with all the bosses beat, including the DLC. I've got Bloodborne, including the DLC beat, and we Platinum bit. And then I've got a full playthrough of Elden Ring, so if you're an Elden Ring fan, then there you go. If you like some of the other stuff we got Pokemon Shining Pearl, as well as Legends of Arceus, so if you're a Pokemon fan, by all means, definitely go ahead and check that out. And tons of other games. I mean, there's like 700 hours worth of content on there, almost like 250 videos or something like that now, so plenty of stuff to watch. And then right below that is my Discord. I've got a Discord server if you guys want to go ahead and check that out. Much like Twitter, it's another way that we can stay in contact with each other. If you guys don't have Twitter, you have Discord, you can definitely hit that up instead. You'll get generally about the same amount of information that you'll get from Discord that you will from Twitter, generally being if I'm going to be streaming that day, what game I'm going to be streaming, more or less when I'll be streaming that day, and then we can talk about pretty much whatever, because it's it's my Discord, in which case we can talk a lot more loosely than on places like YouTube and Twitter and all that stuff, without being judged as harshly for it and whatnot by everybody else in the peanut gallery and whatnot. So yeah, that's basically our big sellout. Appreciate Godly Phoenix, appreciate you for following, appreciate Glory Spouser. I know they just came in, hit me up with the follow and left, all good. And then appreciate Peach and Barry as well for their follow. Thanks for the stream, no problem. It's everybody like you guys that makes streaming worth for me. So, I mean, I was going to do it anyways, and if people want to come through and enjoy watching it anyways, then, I mean, it perfect. Works out for you, works out for me, and then I've got some cheerleaders in the background. Just, feels good. I appreciate you guys. I really should raid somebody, so look. I'm trying to get in the habit of raiding people after I'm done streaming, so at least you guys have somewhere else to go. Not to say that you can't just find your own place, but at least that way it'll help some other people out, if at all possible. So I'll check real quick, see if I can find anybody. I mean, of course, you're free to leave whenever, so if you want to come over with the raid, cool. If not, I don't really plan on staying too long myself, as we're already ending the stream. But I'll hang out for like a little bit, just to, support them for the time that I'm there, before I end up like falling asleep or anything like that. Cool. Alright, so I'm gonna check for somebody else. It's still gonna be the Fire Emblem 3 Houses theme, it's just gonna be somebody else. It sounds like you played through most of, if not like all of the game already, so I don't think there should be too many spoilers. I'm not gonna try and drop anybody into like a huge spoiler stream that's like, you did all of it? Okay, cool. So you're not too concerned wherever I drop you. I just don't want people that haven't played it or first time playing it through, then, like dropping them off on somebody that's much farther through the game than them to, just then get spoiled, because I definitely don't want to do that to them. So yeah, I'll look for that. If you stay cool, if you don't, it is what it is. Alright, let's see if I can ever do this right. I could never do it right on the first time I'd try and do it. So it be it, and so, boy. Spelling is hard, And let's see if I got this, if I spelled it right. Oh, baby, we got it. Let's go. They had like 1 to 2 viewers as well. I was like, let's support all of our smaller streamers out here, much like myself. So, at even 1 viewer, when they have 2 is 33% more than what they had. So it's not insignificant by any means. And then if you're coming along with me, we're essentially doubling their viewers. So, all right. Well, I'll see you over there. See ya.